crime, or wretched hive of scum and villainy. Be cautious.
What's up, Piper Drivers, and welcome to the Cantina chat. Hope everybody's having a great week. Before we get started, let's give it up to my co-host. We got my man Frankie in the house. What's up, Frankie? How you doing?
What's up, buddy?
Good.
Doing great. Doing great. Best
Nice.
part of the week. Best part of the week.
Yes, I agree. Can't wait for I time it by Thursday. That's how every Thursday is how I rate my month.
Yeah, that's what
it was 3 Cantina chats ago that this happened.
Right.
Anyway, what's up, Ralph? Ralph's in the house. What's going on, bro?
What's up, guys? Happy to be here. Enjoying Friday Eve, right? So
Friday
that's
Eve.
the way the show's
Friday
always on
Eve.
Friday Eve for me. So super happy about that.
True. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the end of the week myself, bro. It's been a long one. Actually, I got one more crazy day and then another crazy week next week. So it's gonna be fun. But everybody, I know we got a good show tonight. We're gonna be talking about George Lucas at Cannes Festival. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Cannes. You know, I know it's not Canes. I got correct.
It's not Canes. Yeah,
No.
it's not Canes.
It's not Go Canes.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about George Lucas and what he had to say out there because he had a lot to talk about. We got a cool premium format statue to take a look at. Not so cool price, but definitely a cool statue. So we're going to take a look at that. I got a really cool, awesome piece of art that I'm going to show you guys at the end of the show. And make sure you guys check out the poll because I got a poll going up right now, and that's going to become a little bit more relatable by the end of the video, I guess, or you guys will understand why I'm asking that question.
Yeah, y'all stick around for the art because George is underselling it.
Yeah, he is. He is.
It's pretty dope. When I like something that I do, you know, that's very rare. So
Yeah, it's badass.
You should go to a con and get a booth. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
Cons and booths are expensive, bro.
I know they are. I know.
But yes, so and then I'm going to be announcing the 2 winners of the lightsaber giveaway. So we're going to be giving away a Balin Skull and a Shin Hati lightsaber tonight. So
Nice.
You know, hope everybody commented on that short because we're going to go over that and just pick some random comments from there who's going to be the winner. And I think that's going to be it. That's going to be most of the show today. I hope we were missing Eben. Eben's on his way to Kentucky right now and going to Wonderfest, right?
Yep.
So he won't be with us tonight, but he's with us in spirit. I already saw him in the chat. Make sure you tune in tomorrow to the Spice Runners Lounge. They're going to be talking also about George Lucas, and I'm sure whatever other collectibles get dropped by tomorrow. So there's always something that drops on a Friday. So definitely
He's
tune in.
going to do it live from over there, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
I
is
think
doing
he's
it
gonna
live from there. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
pretty cool, guys.
That is. So, I mean, I'm sure he's going to be able to talk about, first day at Wonderfest.
Yeah, he'll have good footage too because he's getting in before
Yeah.
because it doesn't really open up until like later, but he's got early access.
Oh, nice. Are you going, bro?
No, I had to cancel.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
Oh, well. Me and you, bro. We didn't go. We'll go next year.
That's
Next
been
year.
the plan for 6 years.
Next year, bro. Next year it's going to happen. I'm going to make it into something else, 'Cause we won't have Star Wars Celebration to go to.
Right.
So,
Not here.
That reminds me, I need to find that poster.
let's say what's up to people in the chat, man. All right. We got Rob Zombie in the house 10 hours ago. Crazy.
8:44 in the morning.
Yeah.
Darth Sauron's in the house, also known as Jedi Shizzle. What's going on? 7 hours to go. You guys are nuts, bro. I mean, not nuts in a bad way, but
Nizzle.
really awesome in a nuts way. There you go.
Yeah.
Red and Gold Tiger. Hello there. 6
Nice.
hours to go. Woo.
Nice.
Right. Got Kenneth in the house saying, well, he tuned in to say
Ken?
what's up, but he's going to a Rolling Stones concert. That's dope.
Bro, come on.
Yeah,
That's
witty.
awesome, bro.
That is awesome.
Painted
Very
black.
cool. There's Evan. What's up, Evan?
What up, brother?
Safe travels, bro. Luis Jimenez in the house. I'm not going to miss today's live stream, although there is no giveaway for today. No live giveaway. Well, live giveaway, but not a lightsaber that I'm going to be giving away to you guys. Maybe next week. Who knows? We'll see.
Whoever did the thing in the video.
Yeah. Justin Jacobs in the house. 2 more hours to go. What's up?
Further.
Daughter of Dathomir. Dathomir. I would say Dathomir. How do you pronounce it? Dathomir or Dathomir?
I say Dath.
Tomato.
I like that.
Okay.
Dathomir.
Dathomir.
I say Dathomir.
You say Dathomir? Okay, maybe I'm the only one that says that. Lewis, I already said what's up to Lewis. We got Darth Sauron, Zombie Hunter. Flex is in the house. What's up, dude?
What's up?
We got Xena, my other lightsaber gal. What's going on?
For real.
The lightsaber person.
I like lightsaber gal better.
She's covering guys and girls.
He's killing everybody, boy.
She got a freaking collection.
Arsenal.
We got the Mandalorian Pop Hunter in the house. What's up, man?
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Bad Man's in the house. What's up?
There he is.
How you doing, bro? We got John Jacob Astor the 7th. There you go.
Nice.
Isn't that a song?
John
Is
Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
Yeah.
That's my name too. Whenever I'm in doubt, the people always shout. John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
Oh man. You know, Elijah Peace in the house. What's up, man?
My kids love that song.
Miles, what's up, bro?
Miles.
How you doing,
Dude, do you know what he has?
No, what does he have?
He's got the 30-cent #1 Star Wars comic.
He's got one of those?
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was a 9.4. It's graded.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't graded mine.
Yeah.
I don't have one of the 30-cent ones, but
Dude,
No.
sick.
that's
That's
dope.
awesome.
Half-ass reviews is in the house. What's going on, bro?
Oh. He
Haven't
and
seen him in the house?
Michelle bought me this.
Oh, I can't see it.
Put
Being
your hand
blocked.
behind. There it is. There you go.
There we
That's
go.
dope. What's up,
That's
Craig?
awesome. That's awesome.
They had some awesome pictures from the con this week
Yeah.
or last week. When was that con that they went to? Last week?
Last week.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, no, it was this last weekend, wasn't it?
Last weekend. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Seeing her dressed up in the Stormtrooper costume cracked me up. That was cool.
That was pretty funny.
Jedi Niners in the house. What's going on?
She's
Make sure you
off
follow
today.
her on YouTube.
Yeah,
She's got her own channel now.
she does.
I didn't realize I
Jeez.
was subscribed.
Look at that. She's catching a live show.
Yeah,
She's never
she's
on.
off today. Never.
Scott makes
Never?
her work too hard.
He's got to make sure that collection keeps on coming in, man.
Yeah. God dang it, Scott. Teaching us all how to do it, right?
True.
Give
Make
it a
sure
work.
if you haven't already subscribed to her channel, though, go subscribe to Janine's channel. She got a new YouTube channel that you can check out.
Right.
More Star Wars
Nice.
collecting. She's awesome. Nameless 70. What's going on, dude? Nameless. Be mindful of the living force and of all the marketing going on right now.
Mm-hmm. It is everywhere.
It is everywhere.
I can't even-
I think I've seen more of the Acolyte now than I want to. Sam P, what's going on,
I was
dude?
saying that 2 months ago.
Let's see. We catch Jedi Niner. Sergio. What's up, Sergio?
There he is.
How you doing? Jedi Jeff's in the house. What's going on? Michelle is also here. What's up, Michelle?
Hey, Miss Nooney.
Michelle. Thank you.
Miss Classy Bees.
Scott's also in the house.
Hey, there he is.
Well, yeah, he's gonna be. He's always off.
Not used to starting this early.
Surprise.
Keep you on your toes here in the cantina.
Yep.
Yeah.
We get here, we start. No green room time. Obi John's in the house. What's going on?
Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's a great name.
The Galaxy Garage. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool name.
That is pretty cool.
Let's see.
I know.
Wow, I'm not even all the way at the bottom yet. Everybody's talking.
No, I'm scrolling too, and I'm trying to see if I see somebody.
Niner, Xena, Sam, Scott, Sergio, Scott, Elijah. I'll say what's up to Elijah again, but I know I already said it.
Did you get Dwayne right above him?
Did I get Dwayne? Dwayne Otley.
Otley.
There, I missed one.
Oh,
there you
sorry. Oh, sorry.
go. Dwayne. What's up, Dwayne?
And what? And make sure you
Yeah,
didn't,
yo.
have to buy him lunch.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Sean Solo's in the house. What's up, man? Alejandro Alvarado. Alvarado. That's
There you go.
that's a tongue twister right there. What's up, Alejandro? I met Alejandro at Star Wars Galaxies for May the 4th.
He's in
what's
Miami
up.
too. He said
Yeah, man.
further down. Yeah,
Cool dude, man.
305.
Let's see. Millennium Workshop's in the house. What's up, Rex?
You're gonna start throwing gang signs, are you?
Frankie pulling double duty. That's what we do, man. We throw gang signs in Miami.
Órale, vato.
What's up, bro? No, Vato's in California.
Yeah.
Say bro.
No, Miami is bro. Bro.
And literally, those are like the two words that come out of everybody's mouth there.
Bro.
Let's see. Kaz. I think I already said Kaz. I think I'm almost caught up.
I think so.
Mar is in the house. What's up, Mar?
All right.
Yo.
And
I think you're
yeah,
caught.
you remember. Of course I remember, man. I
Yep.
don't meet too many Alejandros in my life. I got my cousin's name, Alejandro. That's the only other Alejandro I know. Everybody else just goes by Alex.
Sergio says Miami is bro and dog.
And dog. Yeah, dog is coming. Yeah,
What up, dog? What up, dog?
Welcome, Janine.
All right, I think I'm caught up.
There we go.
Awesome. Justin Evans in Kentucky at Wonderfest.
Or on the way to Kentucky. Yeah.
Or on the way, something like that. For you guys that don't know, Wonderfest, it's basically models. It's
Nice.
3D prints, models, but a lot of people that are in the movie industry end up going there as well. And a lot of scratch built stuff. Like, it's pretty badass.
Wow. Got to be a lot of ships over there.
There was a lot of people last year. There was a lot of people from ILM because of Return. Wasn't it? It was Return of the Jedi's
40th.
40th. I think.
Yeah.
40th.
Yeah, this year it's something else that they're
ET.
targeting. ET. That's what I thought I was going to say.
Yeah, it was ET.
That'd be cool.
On home.
But they put on clinics and stuff like that, like airbrush clinics, painting clinics, all sorts of stuff.
Rex says he might be going. That's what's up.
Cool.
Anybody in the chat meeting him there? I've already seen some pictures. Jose Suarez, what's up, man? I know Joseph is already out there. The Bowmans are already out there. I saw some pictures from them too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Kind of sad I'm missing out on it, but yeah. Like I said, I'll catch it next year. So, but that's what's going on, man. Guys, got anything new in the house this week, or anything new to talk about before we get into the birthdays?
No, been pretty quiet week.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody.
Ooh.
Oh,
I saw that.
right.
Yeah, you got yours.
The hat. Very cool, man. In green.
Sexy.
Beautiful.
A little bit to the left, a little bit to the
like it.
right. Oh yes, work it, work it.
We got to get you one, bro.
I know. I gotta
Really,
get one.
Miami's coming out now.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, bro. I wanted to say thank you for everybody who wished me happy birthday. I got a whole bunch of messages from everybody between Hyperdrive and Spice Runners Lounge. So thanks.
Anything good for your birthday?
Got to spend time with the family. That was always essential. Did nothing one day, just poolside, just absolutely nothing. Like, what are we doing? Just popping the whiskey and just doing nothing. The best day.
Nice.
Best day. Yeah.
That's cool.
So.
That's cool.
No.
Ethan's in the house. What's up, man? Hey, George. I'm in Ireland, where I live. Did you know that Act 2 was filmed on Skellig Island? I did not know that.
Yep,
Ooh.
I knew that.
That's cool. I didn't know that one.
The thing is, though, like you have to. So going there, it's that water gets really choppy. So the ferries that go out there, you can't always get on the island.
Oh,
sometimes they don't run.
So what do they do? Just camp out there to get all the filming done? Imagine.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess that's what they would have to do back then. But I'm talking about like people that go to the Star Wars sites now.
Oh, okay.
Like if you go on vacation there, like
You're
the day
praying
you
for good
decide to
weather.
go, yeah, you may not get to go.
Yeah.
I want to go to Ireland though, man. That's one of the places I want to go. Ireland, Australia, and Scotland. Definitely want to go to Scotland. See the Highlands.
I had a friend that went to Ireland. He thought he can drink them underneath the table. He was mistaken.
Yes.
He was mistaken.
Yes. That's true.
That's funny.
All right. let's get into some Star Wars birthdays, and then we'll talk about. Then we'll leave it up to the chat. Do you guys want to talk first about George Lucas, or do you want to talk about that Captain Rex premium format? Let me know which way you guys want to go. Let's talk.
Put it in the chat.
All right, let's do the birthday music. Gotta get the birthday music going.
Happy birthday to you.
I love that I'm getting that right the first time now, man.
Yes. Stickers
I
help.
love that you're doing it because it cracks me up.
All right. May 27th, 1922. Sir Christopher Lee was born.
Wow. R.I.P.
So that dude, that is like the most interesting man on the planet, or was.
Yeah.
That dude had a life.
Yeah. He passed away? I didn't know
Yeah,
he passed
he did.
away.
I think
When did he
Christopher
die?
Lee passed away.
Yeah, it's a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know that one. Okay. Thought he was still alive for some reason.
No.
All right. That's Count Dooku.
Yep.
All right. May 27th, 1971. Paul Bettany was born. That's Dryden Boss from the Solo series. All right.
Or Vision.
Solo movie. Or Vision. I like Paul Bettany. He's funny as shit.
He is.
Did you ever see him in Death at a Funeral?
I've not.
No.
Oh, bro.
No.
Hey, how did you like Grandma's Boy, Frankie?
It was pretty funny.
Wasn't it? Oh, bro.
It's like
Movie
stupid.
awesome.
It's stupid funny.
I love that movie.
Bro, do
It
you know
definitely
who
remind
Paul-
me of 80s comedy.
Yeah.
Do you know who Paul Bentley's wife is?
No.
No.
Jennifer Connelly.
No
Really?
way.
From the Rocketeer. Yeah, bro.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's fine.
That guy pulled one real hard. I'm like, yo.
That's that humor, man, and the English accent. You get the English accent,
yeah.
you get that humor, man, you're good.
Yeah, and he's a little tall too, so that helps him.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Death at a Funeral. Watch that. That's a funny movie. All right. May 27th, 1978. We got Michonne Buriag. She played Aura Singh in The Phantom Menace. What did Craig say?
Cool.
All
From
right.
grave, I'm still alive. I still am, Lee.
For those of you who want to know, there's a link to the shop.
Oh yeah. Thanks,
Did
man.
it.
Yeah.
I don't believe what you
see
can see. Nameless. Star Wars. I played the game. I played that at I think it was at Star Wars Celebration. It's a mobile game, I think.
Yeah, that's the mobile game.
Yeah.
So it's coming out. It is coming out.
Yeah, June 4th.
Oh, yes.
It's pretty cool. You know?
Yeah, it looked cool.
Yeah, it's worth playing around. Man, it's on the phone. It's much easier to play with than my PlayStation and my PC.
Oh yeah.
I don't think so, Ethan.
It's
Qui-Gon
Qui-Gon Jinn around. No, it's
Because it's like 100 years before, right?
100 years before, yeah.
Yeah.
May 28th, 1981 is Laura Bailey. She played Kira in the Old Republic video game. That's kind of obscure. Kira is one of the characters I think that was part of the Sith Marauder path. I want to say that's who she was.
Oh.
May 28th, 1976 is Liam O'Brien, who was the voice actor in Star Wars Rebels and in The Bad Batch. Most notably, one of the Pikes is who he played.
Ah, good old Pikes running spice.
Yeah, but he played a lot of different voices. May 28th, 1938 is Alan Harris. You guys know who Alan Harris is?
No.
That's Bosk in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, real?
Really? Yeah. I was just testing you. I knew who it was.
May 29th, 1929. Shane Rimmer plays a rebel crew chief in Star Wars in the first Star Wars movie, New Hope.
Gotta be.
May 29th, 1966. Diana Lee Santo. Oh, I can't pronounce her name. I don't know why. Santo. It's Morgan Elsbeth.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce Lee's niece, right?
Yep. Is it
niece
Santo?
or goddaughter?
Santo?
Goddaughter, yeah.
Goddaughter, yeah.
Hats off to whoever's doing this research.
That's me.
You're doing the research?
Well, I'm going
not
online and looking it up.
I know you're looking up what?
Well, I'm looking up what somebody else did. So yeah, for them to have
Right.
its own,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I meant.
I did secondary research.
I mean, I appreciate the show prep that you do. Don't get me wrong.
Effort, yes.
Right. But I was talking about the deep
Cut.
root of the research.
Right. All right. May 29th, 1960, Al Rodrigo. He played Quinlan Voss in the Clone Wars.
Oh, the original.
okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, wait, no, the original wasn't the
Clone
Phantom
Wars.
Menace.
Yeah, not the Phantom Menace, Clone Wars.
Yeah. All right.
May 29th, 1905. Whew, that's an old one.
Yes.
Sebastian Shaw.
Oh,
Anakin
Oh,
Skywalker. Darth
Anakin
Vader.
Skywalker,
Original.
the OG,
Original.
The OG.
the original Force Ghost.
Darth Humpty.
1905.
R.I.P.
Darth Humpty.
The Humpty dance is your trance.
Dude, he always, whenever I saw that as a kid, all I could think of was Humpty Dumpty.
The egghead, bro. I was like, what the
Yeah,
hell's going on with his head? I felt the same. I was like, what? Something's not right about this.
True. Ethan. Yeah, man, you can email me. You can message me. It's probably faster on Facebook or Instagram. I respond a lot quicker than email. Emails, I get buried in emails. It's not that I just got too many of them from work.
Bam.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Even the people at work, when the people I work with, they're like, how come you didn't respond to email? I'm like, we got Teams, we got Messenger, we got WhatsApp. You got plenty of other ways to message me, and I can get back to you faster.
I refuse to read email. I think I got like 5,000 on I'm like, okay.
Drives me crazy. All right. June 1st, 1920 is Alethea McGrath. Who do you think she played?
No idea.
1920, you said?
1920. All right, let me put it. Let me get a little bit. Is it original trilogy? Is she?
She's the original trilogy. She's the original trilogy.
Okay, you would be wrong. She's prequels.
Really?
She's prequels.
Yeah.
Is she the Jedi librarian?
The Jedi librarian, Jocasta.
No. Oh wow, dude. Nice. I was thinking a six-breasted chick from Jabba's. I'm like, she's gotta be old. She's gotta be old, man. 1920s, man. Wait a second.
Oh man. That's funny. All right.
That's what he was hoping it was.
I see that, Zena.
Yeah, see, as everybody, I hate email.
I hate email.
I'm a nerd. I keep up with mine.
Did you Google it? Those zombies asking.
I keep up with it enough to make sure that I don't get the little red mark on my phone because that bothers me even more than the unread email.
Oh, so you got an iPhone. On the Samsung, you just pull down and clear the messages, and it'll clear it out.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I'm not that advanced.
Oh, that's for the next series.
That's right, Craig. That's right. And Zombie Hunter? No, I did not. Thank you very much. Got lucky on the guests.
All right. Last one is June 1st, 1975. Gareth Edwards. You guys know who Gareth Edwards is?
No.
He's the director of Rogue One.
Oh, okay. That guy. The best Disney Star Wars.
I don't need to know your name. I just need to know you did a good job.
You did a good job, buddy.
And he did a good job.
And that's a good segue comment right there, okay? Because there's things we're about to talk about George Lucas, and then I saw this post today that from IGN that Kathleen Kennedy said that my belief is that storytelling does need to be representative of all people. Said Kathleen Kennedy. The Acolyte will be the first Star Wars TV show to be created by a woman, while Shireen Obaid will be the first woman to direct a film. Now, the reason why I bring that up now is because none of us, I didn't know Gareth Edwards directed Rogue One either, although I love Rogue One.
Yeah.
You know, it could have been a woman, it could have been a man, it could have been whoever. I don't care who the color of the skin or whatever. I thought the story was really good. And that's all that mattered to me, you know. And lately, because of all of the Acolyte marketing that's going on, I got a bad feeling about this, man.
Haven't I been saying that about this? Dude, I've been putting in the chat almost twice a week. Like, I have a bad feeling about this. Between the influencers, between the over marketing, between the hyping it up, I'm just getting an uneasy feeling. And then, Frankie, was it you that gave us the how long the episodes are?
Yeah. 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Oh, there's 30 minutes. That's right. You said that, man. I'm not really happy about it being 30 minutes.
I'm
30
not happy
minutes.
about that. I'm like, okay, if you're hyping me up for a 30-minute episode for how many episodes? Like 6, maybe 8.
Yeah. How many episodes are there
Ah,
on the Acolyte?
That's
I don't
right.
know. I'll Google it right now.
There's 8 or I think there's no, I think there's 6.
There's thousands of aliens.
Yeah,
On
there's
season
thousands of
one.
aliens. Yeah, there's 8 episodes,
8
and
episodes.
two come out on opening night.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Bad Batch had longer episodes if they're 30 minutes exactly. There are 2 or 3 episodes that were longer.
That's the thing, though. If they're calling it 30-minute episodes, that means it's less than that because the credits and everything.
Yep. I don't know, man.
That's true. That's true, right? So probably like 27 minutes or 25 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Listen, George, if we do a live and I tell you, okay, George, what is your timestamp that you're at, and you tell me 32 minutes, I'm going to be happier. But if you're at 27 and 32 seconds, I'm going to be like, God dang it. God dang you, Kathleen.
Yeah. He said less crap is better than no crap or more crap.
No crap.
I mean, I think for the Acolyte, I don't know if I'm going to do reaction videos for those. We may just do reviews of it, especially for like the first 2. I don't know what we're going to be getting into, and I don't want to like get into it and then we're in the middle of it and like, oh, we hate this shit.
I'm going to make sure my camera's going because I'll probably go off some kind of tangent, and it might be some good material.
Like if we get you raging like George with the General Grievous and throwing crap, that'd be great.
It really has me like, because right now they're having the whole what is it, the sneak peek or the preview episode where they show the two first episodes in the theaters on June 3rd.
Sneak peeks.
Yeah, so they're giving like a preview screening or something like that, I think is what it is. And for me, it's an hour drive to get down there. So it's like, man, it's like for an hour movie, and maybe I won't like it, and maybe I won't even get a seat. I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe just wait for it to happen.
I think more than anything.
Yeah, George doesn't want the mouse to ban him.
George don't give a shit about that mouse.
Yeah. Listen, that rat. Let me tell you something about that rat. He ain't no mouse.
That rat.
I have a lot worse.
Go ahead, George. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I
just have a bad feeling when it was announced. I kind of leaned towards it's like, okay, this is better news than the Skeleton Crew because we heard it was kind of Space Goonies with kids. But seeing what I'm seeing and hearing what we've heard with the director and what they're pushing and the agenda, and then Kathleen making a statement like that just leads me to believe you're trying to contradict what George said in his cans interviews and stuff like that. You're just saying, well, we're diverse over here because what you're saying is you weren't diverse over there, George, is what I take it as, that little statement. And, like George says, they're all aliens, but.
Yeah. There's that. There's the what is it? They're already making comments now about, the people being, making racist comments about the show. And I think Heedlin said that, any fans, anybody that makes any racist comments or that kind of thing is not a Star Wars fan. I agree with the statement, but I feel like that they're prepping for for that to happen, for us to not like it, and then they're just going to take and say that it's that we're male dominated audience.
Setting the excuse up is what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have valid points. I'll give you that. They did have valid points, even with the sequel trilogy. When the actress who played Rose, she was getting heat, and the actors are getting heat. Even Jake Lloyd, he got heat, and he was a little white boy, It was a poor performance because the director said cut and a print. That's great. That's what I want. That's the director's problem. That's the director's job to actually say, no, I need something better out of you. I had the same problem with a little girl in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Cut, perfect. Yeah, you tripped Flea in the jungle, and we're gonna print that. That was the director's problem.
I don't know, man. So after this whole thing with Marsha Lucas, the understanding what the editor's job is, the cutting the film together.
Correct.
There a lot falls on them too.
That is very valid.
That's not the only take that.
Correct. That is not the only take. You're right. You're right. And that editor is the
But
one
then that
that's
is
actually
bad because
giving
if
you
that
the
was the
page.
best one.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Then what is the director
There's
doing?
no
Like
other
giving her
one.
crap.
Right. Because if that's what you're putting on film, because that was the best one. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
But it's not the actor's fault, and I don't think the actors should get crap. I don't agree with what happened to the main villain or the person who was chasing Obi-Wan, the bad girl. What's her name? The one that Vader stabbed in the belly and she somehow lived, and Qui-Gon didn't. Um, not the interrogator, Inquisitor. She didn't. It wasn't her fault. She was cast. She did her job, but we didn't like it. But it has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with skin color. In my head, it just I didn't like the performance. And if anybody who takes that point of view, it's because she's a woman or because she's black or because they lean to this side or that side. That's wrong. That's absolutely wrong, and I don't agree with that. But
No, I
if it
agree.
sucked, then it sucked.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
the
And
bottom
I think
line.
everybody's going to have their point of view, and people are going to like it or not like it. We may not like it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I think when they start attacking the actors, for any reason, it's not right. But I just feel like Disney right now is setting that up at the moment. I saw Marcel's comment earlier, and maybe the reason why they didn't say anything like that because it was a hotel and it wasn't actors in the movie. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like there's a lot that's being painted on the wall right now that makes me feel like maybe this story isn't going to be that great, and they're just pushing the wrong things. I'd rather they not say anything and just let me be surprised.
Exactly.
So
I'll take that. I wish to God there was a day that somebody, whether it's at Star Wars, Marvel, anybody, hey, by the way, Deadpool 3 comes out in 2 weeks. You haven't seen anything. We don't know anything. Just get to the theater.
that
Dude, I'm gonna
popcorn bucket got me wanting to see it though.
It wasn't the popcorn bucket. It was the butter on the popcorn.
It was the butter
bucket.
on the popcorn.
But I think a surprise. We want to be surprised. We don't want the whole story told to us in multiple teasers and sneak peeks. I don't want sneak peeks.
Yeah, no, I don't want that either.
So Chris got a good point. Fans are just tired of bad writing. So that's kind of it for me too, right? In that I don't have a problem with these. Like, what did you say? She said that the diversity stories need to be told or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. But the problem is that you're trying to tell 30 of them in one show. And it shouldn't be like that. You're trying to do too much and force it down people's throat. Plus, admittedly, the political climate and the news media have made it sticking points to where it's like, I can see, they're right in that these stories need to be, that's what plays and everything are, right? You go back in history, that's what plays were. They're reflections of whatever's going on in the time period.
Yeah.
Right. Or something that happened before it. And then we got to where we're telling future stories. But we don't need, like, if that's the hotbed of the political or the news, what's infiltrating the news every day this week, we don't want that in what's supposed to be our escape from reality.
Mm-hmm.
Or make it more subtle to where it's not what's in the forefront. Like, if there's a gay character, the story of them or what's making them important is not them being gay. It's whatever they're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
They happen to be gay, so you can tell those little sides of the story, but it's no different than a heterosexual, right? You're not telling the story of their relationship with their spouse. You're telling the story of whatever the story is.
Mm-hmm.
So unless quit forcing it down.
With the spouse.
Yeah.
Right. And but it's quit forcing it down people's throats.
I mean, but you hit the nail on the head, which is make it subtle, make us fall into the escapism without being drawn into reality. So we all know Star Wars was an allegory for the Vietnam War. At a certain point, he drew inspiration for that. But we were not in the Vietnam War when we were watching Star Wars. We were in a space opera, and we were looking at a farm boy wanted to dream and a girl who's kicking ass and taking names and not waiting for a man to save her ass. And she's like, move over, dude. Get this rug out of my way. I'm getting the hell out of here. And I appreciated that, because we came back and the kid saved the day. And you're like, dude, I escaped the reality of what my life was at that time. And I think what they're trying to do is push a lot of, the
agendas,
the agenda, and we don't need the agenda. What we need is just escapism. That's their job. And kind of what George says is like, they have no imagination. The studios don't have imagination. It takes people like George to create Star Wars to do so.
True.
So we can escape.
They do need to do like what Diana said earlier too. So I keep forgetting her name. The one that played Trinity.
I can't remember her
Trinity.
name. I call her
It's
Trinity.
Carrie Ann Moss.
Carrie
There
Ann
you go.
Moss.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Trinity. We just call her Trinity here.
She's Trinity.
There's some actors that you put them in a movie, no matter what, that personality always comes out, right? Like
Yeah.
Owen Wilson. No matter what movie you put him in,
He's Owen Wilson.
it's the same thing, right?
It's the same guy.
So with her, I do get a Trinity vibe off of her, just a little bit we see in the trailers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But like, what I don't remember the name of the movie, but there was a movie I just watched recently with her and Samuel Jackson in it, where he's like an interrogator, and she worked for the FBI or CIA or something.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, dude, that's a damn good movie.
Good movie.
Oh
Real?
my god, it's a good movie. But you don't get the Trinity vibe from her in that movie.
Mm.
So she's a good actress, but it seems like she's tapping that same realm, for a character.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True.
So hopefully it's not too much, because that will throw it off. I like the idea of just use people that aren't known.
Right.
I mean,
So like even for what was her name, Felicity Jones,
Yeah.
when they picked her, I didn't know who she was, so she was.
No,
a
I didn't
new
know
person
either.
to me.
she was
didn't
young.
know.
She was up and coming, which is exactly what George did for the original
Mhm.
Star Wars trilogy. It was like, except for Harrison, okay, people know him, and obviously, Obi-Wan Kenobi. But yeah, somebody like that where you're like, okay, she's young, she doesn't have a big following. I want to see what this kid can do without impressing on me their previous works on me,
True. All right. All right. Let's get into what George was talking about. So the reason why I'm bringing this
The maker.
up, the maker. The reason why
The
I'm bringing this
maker.
up, let me show you the article before I get into this. But it's
creador.
because on what is it? The Saturday was the Cannes Film Festival. George Lucas was interviewed. He had two different interviews. We're going to focus on the longer one, but there was the way I became aware of what was happening was that I opened up my computer on Sunday, and then there was a flood of George Lucas torched Disney. He said these comments and all this whatnot, and it all stems from this article from the Hollywood Reporter. That's where it all came from. So let me pull that up here.
Just the tips.
So here's the article. So the part of it that got everybody fired up was the end, where he says that I was the one who really knew what Star Wars was, and there's ... who actually knew this world, because there's a lot to it. The Force, for example, nobody understood the Force. He said when they started the other ones after I sold the company, a lot of the ideas that were in the original sort of got lost. But that's the way it is. You give it up, you give it up. So when you read that, it has it paints a picture, in my opinion. The minute when I first read it, I felt that there was some regret in what he said. But when you actually watch the video of what he said and how this was all put together, you see that this article, they really took and chopped it up a lot to push what their opinion is.
They didn't give you the context of.
They didn't give you the
it a little bit.
context of it. So there's a series of videos. I'm only going to play like parts of it, is because this is a long.
I haven't had a chance to watch the whole thing yet.
Hour and 30 minutes. So it's definitely worth the watch. It's on that shelf, if you guys want to watch the full interview. But we're just going to go over a couple of things that he talked about. So the first thing was about the will he ever release the original trilogy on 4K? What happened?
This is the most important thing right here.
CNN interview.
Yeah, that's a good one. Exactly, because like the minute I read it, I was like, oh man, George Lucas is firing back, and I saw another channel and they were like, going off on it and saying how he's getting his words out and all that. And I was like, man, okay. But then you see
Lucas was very involved, Jacob.
Very little bit different.
Yeah.
So let's watch this part. Need to see if I got to do this right.
That movie is called Unthinkable.
Unthinkable?
Yeah, you need to watch that. But then when you're done watching it, you need to go on YouTube and find the original alternate ending.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that.
There's another one I saw her in called I don't remember the name of it. Is Memento, I think is what it was called, where the guy can't remember what he did, and he has to put tattoos on himself to remember what he did before. And she's in the movie.
Yeah.
Great movie, but she would not Trinity role, you know.
Anybody watch if you want to watch Unthinkable, if you do not like interrogation scenes, do not watch it. It gets really intense.
All right. So this is the first part of it. So like I said, this is about him talking about why he didn't re-release the original trilogy, or if it would ever come back the way it originally was.
Before you start, did you see when he first came on the stage?
No, what happened?
So, you know, they bring him out because he's getting this award.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know how they are over there. They like tooting their own horns and breaking their own arms, patting themselves on the back. And so they're standing there, you know, clapping for him and stuff. He just kept walking to go sit down in his chair, and they had to like stop him and make him face the crowd.
Oh,
it was like a Biden moment.
Oh, man.
I do see him waddling a bit, man. I did see him waddling a bit, and it broke my heart.
It did. I was like, damn, he's getting old, because look at the way he's walking now.
Yeah. I mean, he's still coherent, though.
Oh, he is.
Evans saw it. Evans on here.
That's what I meant, Marcel. Memento, tomato. All right. Let's watch this part of it. Hopefully you guys can hear it.
I'm famous for
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
All right.
being a bit of a I want things to be perfect. I don't want to
Can you put it higher?
And so that is why.
Oh man, what happened? Crap.
That is why I went back after Star Wars.
Yeah, that's full blast. You can't hear it?
After that, it was after.
It's just low. I can hear it though.
I was experimenting with digital technology and trying to build a digital pipeline so we could make digital movies. And so the movies, I think, they're things that were never finished. They were just movies get abandoned. They don't get finished unless you're Stanley Kubrick or somebody. Otherwise, they just say stop and that's it. And so I had a lot of stuff in there that didn't get finished that I wanted to finish. And then when we developed digital technology, I said, well, we can go back and fix a lot of these things. The things were like stupid things that only a filmmaker cares about, which is in a lot of the movies, especially in Empire Strikes Back, because it was white on white, the map lines around the characters was very extreme. I thought it was extreme. I'm sure the movie came out, nobody cared, but I cared. I didn't want to have that. There was a lot of things like that. And I had shot a scene we were gonna, with Jabba the Hutt, that we ran out of time, we ran out of money. We didn't have the technology to actually do it because it was a big, we were working on the design of a big slug. And so, and I just shot it with a stand in there to do it. And I said, I want that scene back because now Jabba the Hutt's going to be, because he's in the other movies. And this is a good way to set it up, which I should have, that's why I put it in there in the first place. It was one of those things where I said, cut. You know, anything that's expensive. And that was one we didn't really have an answer about how we were going to do it. So,
all right. So, I mean, you can see that he really didn't answer that question, but the question really was, you know, would you ever re-release the original trilogy as it was? You know,
but I think the answer to that is never, because, like he said, unless you're Andy Kubrick, the film's never done. It wasn't done to him. He had parts in it that he wanted to see, he wanted to finish, and he felt should have been added to his work, but he didn't have the funds or the time for it. So he's like, that's not part of my film. But if I get the chance, I'm going back and I'm putting it in. It's like you building an extension on your house. It wasn't done originally. I just had to move in. But now I put the extension, I put the pool. Now my house is done. And we want the original trilogy because that's what we love. And I don't want the special edition, but I can see this and actually appreciate what he did for the special edition because it's his work and he loved it enough to go back to try to put that in there.
There's things about what he did with the special editions that I like what he was talking about right there, cleaning up matte lines and things like that. You know, when you go back and watch the original movies, like I've seen them now in 4K, there is a noticeable difference in the color of C-3PO in the original
Right.
release versus the special editions.
But
The
to
thing-
me, that looks off like bad.
What does?
The cleaned up version.
The cleaned up version?
Yeah, because it doesn't. That's not what I saw in the theater.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I can tell the difference.
True. Those things to me don't bother me so much. You know, like I remember the original one when you saw the land speeder go across the Tatooine desert, there was a lot more haze to hide
a
the
lot of
wheels.
graininess. Yeah.
A lot of graininess down there on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
The new one, you can see that it's actually floating, you know, they make it where it's
They
actually
CG'd
floating.
it. Yeah.
You CG'd it more, you know, so those type of things I can appreciate. Other things like the change in the Jabba the Hutt music in the palace and Return of the Jedi, blinking Ewoks. A lot of the stuff they did in Return of the Jedi is the stuff I don't like. You know,
And the pre Book of Boba Fett move that he did in there too.
Which one?
Fucking shit. Where he went up like, hey.
Yeah. I mean, I love the original trilogy. We all love the original, the way it came out. I, as an artist, I'm pretty sure, you know, Marcel could attest to this. His work is never done.
Right.
Michelle could say my work is never done, you know, and they could go back and they make it slightly better, at least, especially for them. Yeah, exactly, Dad Vader. Sorry, I didn't even know you had said that. But that being the case, I appreciate that he took the time to do this. Now, did everything work out right? Maybe it wasn't executed to perfection. Like you had to. What are we going to do? Han is physically going to walk around Jabba. Well, let's lift him up and make him step on his tail. That was not a solution to me. I don't think that was a good solution at that. Now the Wampas, let's say, the Wampa looks better. The Wampa looks better in Empire Strikes Back. The matte lines look better in Empire Strikes Back and stuff like that. But the blinking Ewoks threw me off. You know, the song at the end of the Ewok celebration is not the correct one in my head. And now that's not what we grew up with. Now, okay, I can see why he wants to change it. It's more tribal, let's say, if that's what he wants.
Yeah,
but
what about the scene in the palace? The rock music they played. What was?
I
mean, other than testing,
that whole thing was stupid.
I don't think there was anything.
Was kids. That was one for the kids. Like, hey, put that in for the kids. They'll like it.
Yeah,
I don't understand why he did that.
Those were cool.
Yeah, the Cloud City windows were great.
Adding some more things.
Yes, I agree with that.
I didn't like even James' voice as Vader when they added him back in, you know, like bring me my shuttle to explain how he got from Bespin or Cloud City to the the Super Star Destroyer. I didn't need to see that. He didn't even need to use his voice. I just needed him to walk. If that's the case, because you could tell the voice difference, and they tried to hell to, you know, at Skywalker Ranch to make it perfect. But you know, you could tell it was aged different and it looks a little bit different. But he did make certain things that were better, but some things just were not executed to the level that I think we all agree that he would be super happy with. Because even got like that, how many times have Han shooting Greedo changed? Adam had changed once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. It's been more than that.
Yeah,
a whole bunch of times.
That's right. Cloud City windows. All right. Okay, so the next part of it, he talks about the prequels, the critiques that he got about the prequels. I think the question that he got asked was what was the impact of Star Wars? Again, he doesn't really answer the question. He kind of rambles off a little bit. But I mean, what he had to say was pretty interesting. So here we go.
What Star Wars is for kids.
Can you put the closed caption on it?
Can I do that?
And it's during the Vietnam War, where all of us were about to be drafted.
Yeah, but see, it's being caught by this thing.
We were going back to Hawkins, friends, and things, and we were marching against, you know, the civil rights movement was going on. There were a lot of things that were very dark, and we said. I said, you know, I want to make something because American Graffiti was so powerful for kids. that I said, well, I don't, I want to make another kids movie for 12-year-olds that are going through puberty, don't know what they're doing, why they're here, asking all the questions about what should I be worried about, what should I think about, what's important. And Star Wars has all those things in there. They're buried in there, but you definitely get it, especially if you're young. And of course, the people that love the movie were all somewhere between 10 and 15 years old. And then, so it was hard in the end because I wanted to do the prequels. I knew that, I was just going to do whatever I wanted. I wasn't going to make something that would try to be a bigger hit than Star Wars. So I did 1, 2, and 3, and 1, which got completely trashed. When 1 came out, it was the beginning of the internet. It was the first film we did, because I'd spent 10 years developing digital technology in order to make 1, 2, 3. Because I knew that there would be a big battle with Yoda and things like that I couldn't possibly do with a puppet. And so we had to come up with another way of creating all that stuff. There were a lot of stuff that finally was visual effects we could do that we couldn't do before. So we did it, and of course, the critics and the fans who had been 10 years old when they saw the first one, and then they were 13 and it's a children's film. I don't want to see a children's film. It's terrible. Jar Jar is terrible. I said, everybody said the same thing about 3PO. That got so irritating. Why don't you get rid of him? There was a huge thing about getting rid of 3PO. And then when I did the third one, the Ewoks, they said, well, those are little teddy bears, those are little kids. This is a kids movie. We don't want to see a kids movie. We want to see an adult film. I said, it's a kids movie. It's always been a kids movie. It is a kids movie.
All right. So that was what I had to say about that. What do you guys think about that comment there about Star Wars being for kids?
Yeah, I mean, it's something he's always said.
Right.
It's always been that. He talked about when he was growing up and going to those matinees, where he would go see Flash Gordon. That's back when he was doing that. That's when you went to the theater to watch a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's always said that, and that you should be able to not have any sound and be able to follow the story. So, because that's what he's always said, that he said that, the technology, the special effects are a tool to tell a story. And so he always made it to where you should be able to, like, you can turn the dialogue off and you'll know what's going on in the movie at any point in time.
Mm.
I didn't know about that thing of all the heat that he got for C-3PO.
I didn't either.
I didn't know about that either.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that at all.
I never related Jar Jar's, because I didn't like Jar Jar when he came out, but I didn't hate Jar Jar. I just didn't like the character like that. But I didn't have that same feeling for the Ewoks or C-3PO, even though I did think C-3PO was a little annoying.
But I think we were younger. Like, the Ewoks, they didn't grow on me. I was like, how did they defeat the Empire? Now when you rent it or you get that expansion pack, what is it, Battlefront?
Yeah.
You see the night of, you see the attack and
okay, but look at that. That was in the video game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you have that. You have Empire Strikes Back. When I was a kid, as a kid, when I first saw it, it was not my favorite of the Star Wars movies. My favorite was Return of the Jedi. As a kid, I thought that was fun, and Ewoks, and I liked the Ewoks. I thought Empire was a little bit heavy, had some very dark elements to it that kind of scared me. And just I wasn't ready for that. As I grew older, Empire became my favorite, and I understood it more. But I mean, I was in like my late teens when I really started to like Empire. So the
that
fact
was my favorite right from the start, and I was
Empire was my favorite.
I was 8.
You were 8 when you first saw Empire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was
I
my
was
favorite
about 7
right away, but I liked Boba Fett. and then seeing him on the screen. But I do remember the story and everything, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And I do remember seeing an article where there was some dust up or something about that George was more focused on making characters that were marketable for Return of the Jedi,
Mm.
and so more focused on worrying about these toys.
Mm-hmm.
And I think him and who was that? Rick McCollum. Didn't they come they got into a few arguments about it?
Okay.
That I don't know, but I was always an Empire kid. When I
Okay.
saw it, I did see Star Wars or A New Hope in the theater as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of it went over. But and you didn't have VHS, you didn't have any of that, but you knew of it, but you kind of remembered it, and then you wanted to go see it, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, this is where the story continues. You're a little bit older, and Luke is a little bit older. And he's
Mhm.
facing off against the bad guy. So the kid's facing off against the main villain, and you're like, "Oh crap! It's not the old man. It's not. It's a kid now. Okay, we're growing up." I actually appreciated that story. The Boba Fett hunting them. I was like, well, "Who the hell is this guy? He looks amazing." And Cloud City, even like that, still was incredible for me as a kid. Just seeing a floating city, I was like, "How the hell does that happen?" But
Yeah.
and the weight of it,
Hell
of
yeah,
just
we
the
were.
betrayal of you lied to me. Why did you lie to me? It was the whole. It wasn't so much that Vader was his dad. It was more of the Obi-Wan lied to me, bro. Like what? And you're like, was he bad? I mean, you didn't know, and you got left hanging, dude. And you're there seeing him fiddling with his arm, and there goes the Falcon, and you're like, oh crap, is this the end of the story? Are we just left hanging? Kind of like Lord of the Rings at the time, but it was a complete movie. But then we continued with Return of the Jedi, which I was older, and I still had my Return of the Jedi birthday party because I'm a May kid, and that's when my birthday is. And we went to the theater and we saw it, and we all loved it, and the Royal Guards and all that. But still, Empire was my thing. But
Yeah.
going back to George, it is a kids movie, and he was.
I didn't see that as a kids movie. Empire to me is not a kids movie. I feel like
No, I don't think Empire is a kids movie, but Star Wars in general is for kids. And he's where people are like justifying or coming at him for not being why are teddy bears in there and stuff like that. I will agree with you. There's nothing like that in Empire. Nothing.
No, you know
No.
what? Empire too. Now that I think about it, that was the first movie where I got to sit away from my parents.
Oh,
Because
really?
my sisters were with us, and it's like
Yeah.
you said, it's not a kids movie, so they were bouncing on the seat and whatever,
Yeah.
acting
Right.
up. So my mom let me go sit by myself because I wanted to watch it.
right.
Yeah. But
Well,
there
yeah,
were
'cause
no
you were a little bit
Ewoks.
older.
There was nothing like a Grogu in there, a Jar
No.
Jar Binks. There was nothing. Empire was like, oh crap, we're gonna get swallowed by a space worm. What the heck is it? And then you're running head on into 3 Star Destroyers.
But
It was like,
either
how the hell are
one
they
you
getting out
pick,
of this?
so you can do that with Return, right? So Return of the Jedi, like you're saying, more of a kids movie or whatever. But when you talk about those movies, you're talking about a story. You're talking about the story.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole story.
You don't get a lot of that now.
No, you don't.
Right.
I agree with that.
Right. Yeah. I just
Somebody had a nameless.
what do you say?
Yeah, that was some bullshit, is what that
What do you
was.
think about how they took out Boba Fett in Return of the Jedi? It looked like a parody.
It was
By
stupid.
accident. Oops.
It was, yeah. Boba
Yeah.
Fett.
Yeah.
Boba Fett,
Where?
Yeah.
Oops. And
Yeah,
then
like
he-
I felt maybe
he
the first
screamed.
movie could have been more for towards kids, maybe.
Which
I
one?
don't know.
First movie?
The first one, but I still feel like the I didn't get some of the things that he said there. Like, this movie was made for 12-year-olds looking for their own path and looking for answers in life and stuff like that. I didn't get any of that from Star Wars.
I think that
Like,
I think that's the hero's journey that we see Luke, the farm
Yeah,
boy,
so
looking
he's
up at the
trying to do-
sky.
Being the hero, doing the right
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish there was a bigger story in my life than just being at home. And he fulfills that, even though he
I-
had to
Yeah.
burnt up aunt and uncle, but
I don't
but
know.
it
And
kind of
then taking that-
projected.
Yeah, and then take into account with this, the other story that we know already about Marsha, and her contributions to what she did to Star Wars. If he had his way with the original movies, we would have had something very different.
Totally different.
Right.
Totally different.
So
I
you
wonder if
gotta
she would have
wonder,
edited anything in the sequels.
huh?
I wonder if she would have edited anything in the sequels.
Would
Or
the
was she?
sequels have been better if she had
Well,
edited it?
I'm just
I
saying
mean, sorry, the
because
prequels,
maybe
not
whenever they
prequels.
brought her the footage, right, and then she had to put it
Dude.
together, she might have
Mm.
been like the next day they show up and nothing's done. They're like, "Where's the film?
The
Well, you didn't
prequel.
give me anything good."
Yeah.
Mhm.
The prequel, the Marsha cuts.
The Martian cuts.
For all of the prequels, that would have been amazing.
All right, where we at with this one?
All right, which
Oh
one's
yeah.
that?
Okay. So this part is where he starts talking about diversity in Star Wars.
He
We've
needs to
all
learn
kind
how
of
to hold a mic. He's like,
he
yeah,
he
I'm
kind of
like, yo,
moves
George,
it
put
around,
the
right?
hand there.
Starts talking
Yeah.
over here. At one point, the moderator puts the mic towards him, his mic. He holds the mic out like that. He's like, well, you're not going to
Oh.
hold the mic to you. I'm going to put it to you.
Yeah.
All right.
That you know what would really been funny for that if the guy would have been like, didn't you start THX? Because
Yeah.
you're not doing too good with sound right now.
They should have put a lapel mic on him for real. They should have, He's speaking a lot with his hands too.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Craig. Movies are made for kids. Phantom Menace main plot was trade disputes and politics. Yeah, okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Craig. That's what I'm talking about. If it's made for kids, the subjects that they have in here are blow over kids' heads, you know?
It is. That is, and I agree. Even the Galactic Senate being disbanded is over kids' heads from A New Hope. I mean, we know that. But it was who is the main good guy? What is you're following him and how he's good versus evil. That's what it is to me.
Hey, this right here though, I kind of disagree.
Why?
This is lunchtime at school.
What's
Trade
lunchtime?
disputes is when you're trying to sit there and trade your food. And politics are all the different cliques that you hang out with.
But we don't understand it as that. And if you present it to us as that, like to me, it's like I looked at Tarkin and all those guys. I'm like, okay, they're kind of Nazi-ish. And, and then I just all that draws to me is my dad forcing me to watch things about World War II and stuff like that. So I couldn't get into it. Like again, the first one that I saw was Return of the Jedi. So when I went back and saw the first Star Wars movie and Empire, I was more into the action part of it at that point in my life, because I was very young to understand some of this stuff. So,
Ian, how old are you? I am curious about that. How old he is.
Ian looks young if that's his profile pic.
Yeah. Of the original 3 movies, I have to say that I kind of agree with him on them. I know a lot of you guys like Star Wars because that was the first one that you went into.
Right. It's different. It means something different.
Means something to you. Right.
Yeah, it means something to me
but of the originals, the first Star Wars movie had the longest drag of the original.
For me, it's Return of the Jedi.
I didn't feel that way. It felt Return of the Jedi was always like
that one's the weakest one to me out of them.
As an adult, Empire is the best.
Out of those 3, Return of the Jedi is the weakest one for me.
I would agree with that. And I'm Frankie's age though. I'm about Frankie's age.
Yeah. I still feel like I can sit through Return of the Jedi and watch it through and through. A New Hope, I may skip some parts. So,
I mean, I can watch all 9 through and through. It's just the first 3 in chronological order
of release.
I can watch and get the story out of it. The middle, I just love, and the sequels. I mean, it just gives me something to bitch about.
And Craig, you're right. 77 changed cinema forever because at the time what you had was Star Wars, was Space Odyssey and Star Trek. So I mean, it did. It changed cinema. But I don't know. I guess it really depends on which one you saw first and how old you were when you saw it. So
that's right, Dad Vader, 100%.
OG and New Hope, Empire Strikes Back. See, I would say Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and New Hope if of the original.
That's why I didn't put your comment up there.
Whatever. I could say I don't have to put a comment.
I put 5, 4, and 6.
I put you guys all up here to comment.
I say episode 5, episode 4, episode 6 in that order for those.
The funny thing, I had a conversation with my daughter, but she's watching. Her teacher was showing her Star Wars through Lego, the Lego Star Wars. I guess they had the different parts. So I think she was up to Return of the Jedi this morning. She's like, how many Star Wars movies are there? you know. So I was like, I started to say 9, right, and then I stopped.
But you didn't.
I stopped. You know, I stopped. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, all right, there's 6 of the main Star Wars movie. There's 6. Then there's 4. There's 3 plus 2. There's 5 spinoffs. You know, what's a spinoff? I'm like, a spinoff is when you take characters that aren't the main characters and you make another story with these characters. You know, and the confusion part is that the latter 3 spinoffs had some of the original trilogy characters show up in there. She's looking at me like puzzled at this point. You know, I'm like, the first 6 movies are the movies. That's what it is.
Yeah,
So,
you got to tell her the original writer, he did 6 movies.
Yeah.
And then there's others. Okay. So, you know, they take some liberties.
So, all right. So this is when he talks about diversity in Star Wars, because I guess
All right.
he got heat about that too. I didn't realize that either. But here we go.
First one and the first 3, that everybody from 5 years old to 85 years old liked it all over the world, everywhere. And that was, you know, I said, wow, because there were certain aspects of that movie which say, you know, they would say, well, there's no, it's not, it's all white men. Most of the people are aliens. And the idea is that you're supposed to accept people for what they are, even if they're big and furry. Or
Main
whether
villain was black.
green, whatever. The idea is all people are equal. The only people that aren't, which was in there, are the robots. Well, you can't come in here. We don't like your kind here. So they were the only ones that were discriminated against, and that was a way of saying, you know, people always discriminate against something, and sooner or later, that's what's going to happen. I'm already starting with AI and saying, well, we can't trust those robots. I do everything to keep my temperature. You know, I have my, you know, all my vital signs. If it comes out wrong, I say, well, I don't trust the robots. You know, whatever it is, we'll do it again tomorrow. So, but that was the main part of that movie, was to make people realize that everybody is equal, no matter where they're from, no matter what they look like. That is the important thing. It's all, I mean, the whole movie is that way. The other part of that was, they said, well, when they, you know, the critics kept saying, well, there's no, what we mean is there's no black people in the movie. Well, in the first one, there were a few Tunisians who were dark, but in the second one, I had 2 billion.
That guy says that we had a couple of tanned white people in there.
Sam Jackson, he was like a, you know, he wasn't a scoundrel like, yeah, like Lando.
Yeah, he forgot Lando's name.
That's not good.
Yeah, I know.
That's not.
He was one of the top Jedi. He was like and he wanted to be in it so bad that all he really wanted was a purple sword.
Lightsaber, George.
No, but
Yeah.
we paid him a regular salary, but
He's the one guy that can call it whatever the hell he wants.
Correct.
he was a fantastic actor and has been in a million movies.
Scott, that sounds like a job for you, bro. You're the
I knew
audio
that.
guy.
I was waiting for him to say something.
It's a small part.
I knew that had to be like clicking with him.
I may be able to extend it to the other 2 movies because this could be a true character, and so but he did it for very little. I gave him a percentage, but it wasn't net. It wasn't gross. It was net.
That
I don't
dude's
know
ready to
anybody.
go to the next question.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So we did that, but the other part of it was they said later on, we're making more movies. They said there's no women in the movies.
He is rambling. No.
Yeah.
He is. And look, he's got the mic pointed to him.
What do you think Princess Leia was? She is the head of the rebellion.
That is true.
Taking this young kid.
This part I agree with, yeah.
Yeah.
This boisterous, I know everything guy who can't do anything, and trying to save the rebellion with these clowns. I said, she's the hero of the movie. And it's the same thing with Queen Amidala. Even though she has Jedi on her side, she was still the hero prime mover. And they said, well, but there's no women, I said, you can't just put a woman in pants and expect her to be a hero. They can wear dresses, they can wear whatever they want. It's their brains and their ability to think and plan and be logistical, and that's what
like a bite of deep fake.
Yes, all of them, they couldn't do lightsabers, but they could shoot guns, and they could, and we also the thing where we didn't really.
All right. I mean, some people are saying that's a kind of a knock on at the sequels, or Captain Kennedy's idea of what the movies are now, or what Star Wars is now.
Well, I will
know. I mean,
will
stuff he
give a little
dealt with.
point in the sense that Kathleen did have people with other creeds, other nationalities, other skin tones. Yeah, she may have had more, but she didn't use them correctly either. I mean,
Right.
all we have was Finn yelling "Ray, Ray, 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 Ray." I mean, there's literally a cut on the internet
Yeah, I
that you
saw
can
that.
see how many times Finn yells out the word Ray or the name Ray. Even Rose's character, like I was saying, she wasn't used correctly either. And that those were her films, and she produced those and so forth. And there was no George to blame or anything like that, So
Right.
it's all on her. But yeah, I have always felt Princess Leia is an equal to the two guys. She's never been the
No, she
female
wasn't,
in the distress.
distress, right? Yeah,
She
there
was
definitely
never
wasn't that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was
I
never
mean, as
second tier.
never second tier. And
second
if
or lower ever.
And if we're going to make the point, she saved Han's ass in Jabba's palace. She went and rescued his ass,
Right.
just like Han rescued her ass in the first Star Wars film that we saw.
And he barely rescued her ass. She
Yeah,
ended up
he barely. Yeah, it
choking
was
out.
Luke's idea. It was she has lots of money. I was like, okay, kid. But that being the case, I never saw Leia as a second tier character. I never saw Padme as a second tier character
No,
either.
The thing was,
Even
you
while
never
she
heard
was
people
pregnant.
complain about Leia either.
Huh?
No.
You didn't hear people complain about this
No.
this female lead or female.
No, you did not.
type character.
If you look at the press tours and all the interviews that Carrie Fisher had after that movie, she was constantly asked about Leia everywhere in the 80s and in the 70s, late 70s, and she was an equal to the two boys.
And I
So
think people liked it because it was something different. He did.
It
it
was
was
refreshing
something
at
new.
the time.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. And then the whole thing of that Kathleen, and she's like, oh, we're using, yeah, you may use them. You may have people of different, I mean, Jesus, there's a Wookiee with clothes on. Let's address that. There's a Wookiee with clothes on in the Acolyte. Chewbacca's been naked the whole time, apparently through George's eyes.
Well, he did have a bandolier on.
He did have a bandolier. That's just for additional ammo. But that being the case, like, it's how
That's
you
the one
use them.
character in the Acolyte, though, that I'm actually looking forward to seeing, though.
I
is the
want to
Wookiee
see
Jedi.
how he is. Yeah. But
Yeah.
that being the case, it's all how you use them. And if you don't use them right, if you don't tell the story right, it doesn't matter. I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. And I give him props. He did do. He could have done more. Yeah. Could we have more African American people? Yeah. Could we have seen more Latinos in space? Absolutely. But at the time when we were watching it, I wasn't looking like one Latin guy, two Latin guys. Is this all we got? Is that all we got?
I never did that, but that's what people focus on, or that's what it seems that people focus on right now, or at least that's what the media is making it seem like. People are
there's only
on
one chick in this movie.
But,
like,
I mean,
what?
I saw, what was it the other day? I saw the latest Planet of the Apes. I guess they have more apes than anything else, but I mean, for the few people that were in the movie, I didn't stop to sit there and look at what color their skin was, at all.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because he's racist. But that's the whole point. When you're going to escape, you're not counting.
You're not thinking about
doing that.
Exactly.
You're not doing that, dude. If you're really going over there, and if you want to find a way to criticize it, yes, you are going to nitpick at anything. Why is Leo DiCaprio in The Departed? Why isn't it a black guy? Why isn't that guy Puerto Rican? Hey, we could go around this 100 times, but you know what? In the city of Boston at the time, this was accurate. So this is a fictional future or past because it was a long time ago, but it's fictional. Could he have had more? Yes, absolutely. Did he? No, but you weren't counting it as a kid, and here you are Kathleen saying, "Well, we're diverse because we want." Who cares, Kathleen? I don't care. Just give
Right.
me a good Star Wars film. That's it. All I care about.
They're never going to put Puerto Ricans in there, man. They'll steal
Yo,
the set.
Jimmy Smith is a Puerto Rican. He's in space. I
Actually,
want you to know
we
that.
got one. We
They'll
got
steal
one.
the set.
Yeah, and Machete. He was in the Book of Boba.
Yeah, representing Mexico. That's
I
true.
didn't even finish it, but
That's
he was
true.
in the Book of Boba.
That's true.
He
He had
was
a
in
small
there,
part. I wish he had a
and
bigger
he
role
was
in
a
that.
Rancor trainer too.
Yeah, he should have been the one that came in on top of the Rancor.
Yes, yeah.
You know,
Orale vatos.
that would have been
great.
funny. That would have been good. All right, last part. This is probably the more important part of it. I probably should have just went along with this, but this is where the part that got paraphrased to make us all think what he said.
Puerto Rican and an X-Men hat.
Puerto Rican with X-Men.
Make you gay. Alabao, see.
All right,
It
here we
is.
go.
And I think it's a beautiful question. I don't remember the Danny Boy movie yesterday who imagined a world without the Beatles. Can you imagine a world without Star Wars?
Well, yeah, I mean, it almost happened. And
But it didn't.
it's, when I sold the company, I just sort of said, because I had a baby girl, I got married, I had a different life, and I said, I'm gonna, and I didn't, because I knew it would take me another 10 years to make those films. And I said, and I was 69, and I said, man, I'm not gonna be doing this when I'm 79. And I won't, it's time to let go and let somebody else do it. Even though, like with Empire Strikes Back and some, I ended up having to be on the set the whole time, but it's like, I was the only one who really knew what Star Wars was, and Persh and I were really good friends, so it was like, and so I was like the consultant, the advisor who actually knew the world, because there's a lot to it. The Force, nobody understood the Force. Nobody, what they do is, and then they started other ones when I sold the company, and a lot of those ideas were in there, sort of got lost. But that's the way. If you give it up, you give it up.
All right. Yeah, I was.
You know what I would love to see? I would love to see a body language expert analyze his answer, and because he was moving a lot when he was answering that question.
Right. Okay, but you notice that the context of that whole thing, the beginning part of it, where they said that that he was the only one who knew what the Force was, nobody knew what this was. All that part of it was him talking about him consulting for Empire. That had nothing to do with the sequels.
Which at the time there was no other content other than A New Hope. That was it. So nobody understood. It's what are the rules of the Force? How can there be a Force ghost? How can he talk to him? How can he listen? How can he tell the future and all that stuff?
Right.
So
when Hollywood Reporter put that in, that kind of made it that the second part of it,
Disney.
Which I agree with what Frankie's saying there, the body language and the way he was saying the second part of it, you could tell that he was tiptoeing, because he's got a
contract, like Marcel said.
He's got a stake with Disney. He's one of the shareholders. And obviously Disney or probably Lucasfilm has said, don't say anything more about us being white slavers. So there's that. But yeah, he definitely was tiptoeing around that last part of it. But I do feel like the Hollywood Reporter kind of like misreported it.
They did kind of twist it, and he did say like they did not use everything that it was there. Like they've missed a beat on many of the things with the Force because they don't understand it, and that's why he needed to be a consultant on the Empire, which was his film. But he did offer his services, as I understood, when he sold the company. I can stay on as a consultant for you, and they're like, never mind, George. Thanks. Here's your check. Sayonara. And then that's why a lot of us are like, this doesn't make sense. Why would Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker just disappear like that and act in these manners? Because we didn't agree with it. Because you didn't consult him. He would have told you that.
Yeah, and I think nothing was ever really said, but damn sure that whenever they were doing the Mandalorian, and then we got that picture of Filoni, Favreau, and Lucas together, they were talking. They were getting
Absolutely.
advice, 100%, getting background lore, and just that's what they were doing.
And that's why I feel comfortable with Filoni. I'm not saying he bats 100, he bats a 97. But that being the case, he is the only one that has heard George and listened to George for years. The rest of these guys, Kathleen Kennedy, from what I understood in the original trilogies and stuff like that, she was bringing coffee, especially during Indiana Jones, and she gets producer credits and stuff like that. I've been a producer for years. You're bringing coffee for a lot of it. But that being the case, when they ask you for it now, you have the right to say, no, we're not going to do that. No, yes, we are going to do this. Because now you're the head of this stuff. And he put you in charge. Before he left, he said, I know a girl and you can put her in charge. She knows my vision. And what did she do? No, he's not the only one that knows the vision. Honey, he wrote the book. I mean, what are you talking about? Like, if we go into biblical, he was the one with red letters in the Bible. That's him. He's the one with red letters in the Bible. And you're talking about like, no, that's not canon then. To me, that's not canon. That's why, when you talk to your little girl, he's the original author and he wrote the first 6 films and he filmed it. The rest of them are all, scattered.
Yeah. Wait, look. See, her first Star Wars movie that she paid attention to was a sequel movie. It was A Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Only because she related to Rey because of the whole female
heroine.
Yeah, heroine thing. And I was cool with that. Like I don't dislike Force Awakens, but it's what happened, what they did with her character. That was
if Luke was a woman, if Luke was a woman and Leia was a man, I still would have loved the movie.
Yeah.
I still would have loved the movie. If she's the main, hero and she's the one that has to face off with her father, with the lightsaber and get training from, Yoda, and she has to go save, Han and stuff like that. I would have been fine with it still.
Dude,
it has
still
nothing
the story.
To do. It's still the story.
It's still a story because it's like when they got to the third movie, it's like when they got to the third movie, they just went to the lighting director and said, dude, what do you think we should do? Yeah. He ain't the guy to ask.
Yeah.
Well, like it's also like what George said in the other interview when he was talking about big studios and the problems that they have with them is that they spend more time worrying about what the audience wants to see, than making a good story.
They do marketing surveys.
Like, what do you want to see? What would you like to see in a movie? And they're like, 100% of the people that watch our movie say they want to see, a black guy yell Ray the entire time in the movie. Let's make sure that he says Ray, 100 times in this movie. That's the thing. That's the type of things that they do.
I'm surprised they didn't attack that. Like, why does the black guy constantly need the white girl's help?
Yeah,
right.
He's always running around yelling Ray. He can't take care of the shit himself.
And to John's defense, John was all over the marketing. Remember the action figures? It had his face. He was the face of the first movie, episode 7. And then he took a back seat, man. He had to go to Canto Bar, whatever it was, and then he's yelling out Ray in the last film, and he's like, I got this feeling, and that was it.
Well, when they were doing the advertising, though, whenever they did that, it was him lighting the lightsaber, so everybody assumed that it was him.
It was him.
He was on the action figure card.
What I was gonna say. When I remember seeing the trailers, it was him lighting the lightsaber, and I was just like, oh, this is cool. You know?
But it wasn't. And he was a stormtrooper, and you're like, okay, this is cool. I can, what's the story?
Somebody rebels, and he's from the Empire or future Empire, whatever the case may be. And it was still great that Rey was the hero.
Mm-hmm.
I did not mind that. What I minded was later on, just nothing was connected because we had 3 different directors, and even though you had 3 different directors for the original trilogy, there was one guy that said, "This is how the Force works. This is how the Empire works, and this is the story of the hero, and this is the story of the villain, and this is the story of redemption. Go." No, that's not what happened. That would happen, but you didn't have that person anymore. You had somebody just saying, "Okay, well, what do we do?" Well, have him yell Rey, and somehow Palpatine returns. Is she? How many times? And after there was no episode 8, there was no Mandalorian, there was no episode 9. How many conversations did you have with your friend saying, Is she an Obi-Wan? Is she a Kenobi? Is she a Palpatine?
Yeah.
Is she a Skywalker? She has to be somebody. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Absolutely. We all had those. And we had our hope because this was going to be the latest trilogy. And I had my hopes too. And at the end, when Luke got the lightsaber, I'm like, okay, now we're going somewhere in 2 years. And we get there and somebody throws the lightsaber over his shoulder. I'm like, what the F is going on?
Yeah.
I remember looking over at my wife and going, this is going to suck. Right when they did that, I'm like, this movie's going to suck.
I was lost when that happened. That happened, and then a lot of other stuff happened in that one. I came out of that movie, and I didn't know what to think when I walked out of that movie.
The whole
I think
the
only thing the sequels I think improved on was how they did Palpatine. He was a creepy son of a bitch. Like he was like
he was creepier.
He was evil. Yeah, that was like evil.
Well, visually they look great.
Yeah, like visually, that's what I'm saying. Like that and his performance.
The Praetorian Guard battle.
The card looked good. That was awesome.
I hated it. I didn't.
The Praetorian Guard battle was great.
Cool.
I didn't like it.
It was very pretty.
It was pretty.
I mean, I
thought
it looked good.
And that was the problem. It was just like
the Hodor maneuver.
Dude.
I mean, like when the Hodor maneuver happened, I'm like,
cool,
oh my god, bro.
That was kind of cool.
That was freaking awesome.
But had a lot of cool elements.
Yeah, it did.
You know?
Yeah, there's elements, and it was a lot of special effects stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of things to tell the story.
So I'm telling you, visuals, I think look good.
But if I see Ryan Johnson in the street, I'm still going to hit him with the knee, like Nancy Kerrigan, like that just one time in the kneecap, bro. Like you screwed it all up.
The problem is it's not just one person.
It's not. But he was the middle cog. It was like you broke big time. You broke. There's a few things.
If they were going to do this, I think
just leave it with JJ.
Did they ever explain why they wanted to use different directors? Because they should have just stuck with JJ all the way through.
They should have, but JJ only committed to one film, and he already had the success of the 2 Star Trek films. And so they're like, "Yeah, give it to JJ," and he did it. And he's like, "Okay, I set it up. I'm out."
So then don't do it at all.
Yeah,
get somebody else that will.
But from what I understood, the finale of JJ's had to be recut at the end because Ryan was already writing and saying, "Okay, your finale doesn't match up with my beginning. We need you to do certain things and cut it like this because I'm going to have this with Luke and the girl." He's like, "Okay, fine. And you're going to take over?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to take over it." Then he continued going, and then you had the 2 brothers who did Game of Thrones season 9 or whatever, or all of Game of Thrones, and they had a pitch which was Carrie is the number 1 person in this film. We had Han being the number 1 in the 7. We had Luke being the number 1 in episode 8, and then we're going to have Carrie, and she died. And they're like, we have no story here. Like, what do you want us to do? And they had part of the story, but they're like, just give it to JJ. And JJ came in and chopped up what they had, and it was visually totally different, and I kind of want to see that. And it was called Duel of the Fates, which would have tied in nicely with episode 1.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I still think the naming of all those movies was wrong too.
But all that to say, the sequels suck.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they could have been better.
All right,
I'll still watch it on TV.
Enough bashing of that. Okay, so that's what George Lucas really said. You should go watch the video if you want to see the entire thing. He does ramble a lot. Has a lot of good stuff to say though. And it was interesting.
The man's getting old.
Let the man rest. I said it a few weeks ago. I'd let this man just rest. Just salute to you, sir, and carry on. I know what you did.
Ben Solo Rimps. I have not announced who the winners are of the lightsabers. That's coming. So stay tuned.
Coming.
Let's talk about the Sideshow Captain Rex, man.
Hold on, let me go put my wallet up. It don't want to look at it.
I don't think it's
don't want to look at it. I don't want it that bad.
Guys,
I'll wait for somebody's gonna make a 3D print of this and then I'll be fine.
In the chat, tell me if this doesn't look badass. I mean, come on. It does look badass.
Oh, it does look badass.
It looks incredible, actually. I think it looks really good.
It does.
But I really want to know is what is making that thing stay up, because if it's just that flame there,
what would they make it out of? A rod in there and everything.
Yeah, there has to be a rod in the leg, which is surrounded by the clear resin. And
Aaron McNaught. I've been
And then
trying to keep track of.
He did an amazing job. I will give it to Aaron and I will give it to Bernardo. Both of them kicking butt. Aaron and Bernardo. But what?
Viagra's keeping her.
Cialis. But dude, what is keeping the price up?
Craig.
This thing's awesome.
What is up?
$995, man. $995. No edition size.
Weathering.
It's gonna be a low ES.
Thick on it.
It probably will be because a lot of people complaining about the price.
Well, I mean, lately they haven't been producing an ES number. They're waiting to sold pieces and then giving you the ES. And it's usually staying low.
It's always been like that.
Is there a back?
I don't remember it like that. Yeah, there is a back view. Keep going.
I want to see the back. Okay, that's crazy how that thing's being suspended.
This thing is suspended right here.
Yeah.
Really? You think it's on the jetpack?
It's not by the feet, man. Look.
His feet are clear.
Yeah.
Oh, his feet are clear. God dang it.
It's just the smoke trails outside of the pack.
Yeah. And I love how the
pack is. And then the pack attaching to the figure.
Yeah.
And it's
have
clear.
it glued.
And if there's light going through that whole thing, it's hollow.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I don't know how they're doing that.
Well, not necessarily.
New technology.
They can have a tube going through the middle of it, but then it's solid all the way through. So it's just enough for the light to pass through.
Okay, maybe that.
You can do that.
Yeah, so had the solid rod and then the lights around that.
Yeah.
So that way it projects out.
But still, those points, like you think about that, those points right there, right where it connects into the jetpack and the weight of the statue, because the statue ain't hollow.
No, the statue should be hollow, right, George?
No, it shouldn't. It should. They should.
The Captain Rex himself?
Captain Rex is going to either be made with a really light material or it could be hollow.
Yeah.
Show the other pictures towards the right, the other side.
Have they had hollow statues before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't feel so bad now with these 3D prints that.
I mean, I don't know if this is going to be it, but I mean, it's I would assume because of the way he's suspended like that it's going to be a very light statue.
I mean, you think about it, that one block of that Vader throne that you got, the one that's full.
Mm-hmm.
That thing
that's heavy as shit, man.
Right. You imagine how heavy this thing would be?
Yeah, I know. That's why I know that it can't be that. It's because if that was the case, this resin here would bend over time. I would think.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I have the XM Studios Boba Fett that has him in a similar floating position like this, and the problems with that one was that these smoke trails don't fit into the jetpack because when it gets shipped to you, the resin, it flexes in travel, in the heat. And so when you take and you then put it in, they don't line up,
Just heat it back up. You can heat it back up and then just make it fit
it back into place.
Yeah. Messer, he's got it. I could see that at $850. I think.
Yeah, I could see
$850. $850 is the price of Galactus, right?
Yeah,
and he has a light up feature. Han Solo Boba Fett with Han Solo and Carbonite is $700 and what is it? $780, and that had a light up feature and 2 characters. I might add 2 characters. So I was saying about 800, but somebody even reminded me like X-Men Storm. She's one character. She's floating just like this, and she has a light up feature. And she was $600.
Yeah,
that it's way. It's too price.
Yeah, I think a lot of the price on this is they know that everybody's been waiting for a Captain Rex. So
I got mine. He's right there.
Because how much was that Captain Rex you got?
When I bought it on the secondary market, he was about $650, $700 on the secondary. But when he originally came out, he was much cheaper than that.
Oh, way cheaper. How much was Cody?
I got the same price from Junior. Yeah.
Oh, you got it from Junior too.
I got it from Junior. Yeah. So let me see side. Captain. Green format, phase 1.
How many's in the run? Rob, they haven't even announced the how many's in the run yet. That's normal for Sideshow statues. The last time that they announced an edition size at the beginning of a pre-order was the Thanos on Throne, and that thing sold out. And I'm sure they're kicking themselves in the ass over that. So they're not going to do that again.
Okay, so real fast, the original phase 1 that I have right there, he was $350, but he was only 18 inches tall.
Yeah, but that was new, right?
And he's just standing. He was just standing. Whereas this one, it's got a more dynamic pose. He's got a light up feature and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
nowadays, like I said,
Oh, but
X-Men
nowadays
Storm
prices. Yeah.
and Storm, which is a character which is floating in the air, and she has a small light up feature. She was $600, so I was okay. I'll go with a Boba Fett price and a Han Solo and
Right.
Carbonite, but that price point is out of control. Galactus wasn't that, bro.
The original Captain Rex, I think, came out in 2006 or 2000, somewhere around
12. I
2012.
have, yeah, this one says 2012,
Oh,
copyrighted on their
2012.
website. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
and I got them brand new.
all right. So
Well,
we're talking about 12 years ago.
yeah,
You
I
know,
got him from Artie, and he was still sealed in the box.
right?
Crazy.
I think it's an incredible looking statue. I mean, but
It is cool.
Absolutely.
now to me, I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with me for saying this, but I don't care. This is the way I buy. The way you buy is your thing. If the edition size is right, I would be okay with spending this money. But the edition size has got to be low. This has got to be like under 1,000 pieces made for me to be comfortable with spending $1,000 on a statue.
I agree, and I have a feeling it will be. I think the edition size will be low.
I don't think it's going to be low.
You don't think so? You think do you think it's going to be over the 1,000 line?
I think it's going to be over the 1,000 edition size.
I don't think so. I for that price point, I don't think so. But I'm with you. If it is, then if it's under 1,000, then it's priced right.
Yeah, if it's under 1,000, then I'm okay with the price point. But like I said, I just judging by what they did. Huh?
How many?
How many?
The
Me,
lesser, the better.
For what edition size you thinking?
Oh, me?
I
To
would
justify that price point.
but the thing is that this is a licensed piece, so you got to understand they're not going to make them as low as like although they have like some of the DC statues, I've seen them as low as like 250 pieces.
Yeah.
This is Captain Rex. This is not Arrow, so for this character, I would be okay with it being in the 900s, and I'd still would pay
Really
the 1,000 for this piece. But just because of how Ahsoka is and how popular the clones are, and the Clone Wars and all that, this thing is going to be upwards of probably like 2,000 pieces, more than likely.
Wow. Well, I mean,
That's
saw
my guess.
Well,
we saw
I guess
how
they
many
made it
Mythos was.
worldwide.
Yeah.
Mythos Vader was what, 4,000?
Yeah, that was just for the one part. That wasn't even the exclusive. I think altogether, it came out to close to like 8 or 10. This edition size would be 756. Oh, that would be cool. I mean, I wouldn't like that, but I would like. I mean, the idea of it would be cool.
It should be 501, 501st.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
That would be that would be spot on, dude.
People would be fighting for that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they'd be fighting for that too if that was the edition size and that was the reason for
Oh,
it.
if you get the
Yeah.
501st,
That number
nothing right.
1, well, 1 through 10, then 501,
yeah.
75, 67.
Yeah.
Jedi Shizzle says 1,200 that they're going to make.
1,200.
Limited edition of 10,000 according to Craig.
Craig, of course. Of course he would say that.
Craig's drinking tonight.
Craig's always in that same mood. But I think that the statue is a banger. The statue is absolutely beautiful.
I like the weathering on it.
Me too.
Yeah. Now, mind you, George, I saw your picture of this that you took at San Diego Comic-Con when they gave you the concept drawing, and this looks amazing. You also posted a Luke Skywalker, and you also posted a Darth Nihilus. I have hope those would be just as good as this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the weld marks on the helmet are sick.
Yeah, dude, I love how they made that part of the story of his character.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you've ever done welding those beads on there, that's a pretty good job of replicating that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This thing's awesome, man. Look at all the dirt on the armor there. I like all the jetpack too.
Yeah.
I posted it in the Let Your Geek Side show, and people were like, I don't remember Rex with a freaking jetpack. I'm like, bro, look at season 9. I mean, season 7.
It's really like the
final.
What's the armor supposed to be made out of? Is it Durasteel?
I think it's Durasteel.
Yeah. The next phase, though, I think it's stronger than the original Phase 1 armor. Even though he welded his, he's like, nah, I like the other one.
Yeah. I think
I
he
mean,
did it because of the visibility of the
visor.
you know?
Yeah. Well, he did it on the chest too. He has weld marks on the chest.
Yeah, look at that. I just noticed that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's because he started getting fatter.
Yeah. Got that fat rabbit.
He had to readjust the armor.
I mean, he is one of my absolute favorite characters, and in reality, they can make a killing with clones on statues because you just repaint it. But you know, this is a unique pose that should be only for if you're going to have him in it. You can't have Cody in it. You can't have anybody else in it.
And jetpacks? No, they're not going to do that.
No, no. And then Cody did have his own jetpack. Remember, you saw that in the animated series and so forth, and it was smaller. It was a different shape,
Mm-hmm.
so you couldn't even use that same jetpack.
Like they got the droid down here too.
Yeah, the droid on fire, and he lights up too.
Oh,
And he lights up.
they should have the eyes light up at least.
Yeah, the eyes light up if you go to the light up feature.
Eyes don't light up.
Yeah,
The droid, you mean?
Yeah,
Really? Oh,
it goes 2 or 3 more.
there you go. Oh yeah, look at that.
The left, yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
I love the fire coming out the nozzle.
Yeah.
I
That
mean,
was cool.
it looks absolutely amazing.
They definitely improved on it because I remember the Iron Man that they did like this. I didn't like the statue when it wasn't lit up.
Yeah.
The Mark 7. But this one looks good even when it's not.
Yeah, and really that 501st looks really good. I mean, I have the legendary scale, just the the half bust, him, and then I got Yoda versus the Stormtrooper. I would love to have this in there.
But I can't see paying 1,000. Nope.
To put it in perspective, George, with taxes, this is obviously close to $1,100. Then you got to go through shipping, right? So you're looking at $1,200 easily.
No shit, really? Okay,
Yeah.
that's a lot more.
Spec Fiction had the legendary Beast Magneto with free shipping in the continental U.S. for $1,200 and change. I'm like, might as well get a 1/3 scale mags, and that.
Yeah, think about that, man.
That's the way I put it.
I paid $999 for the 1/3 scale Batman Hush.
Yeah, right here.
No, the original one. I paid $999.
Oh, okay, the original one where he's crouched over.
Yeah, $999. Shipping was $100 back then.
Yeah.
Oh, $1,100 is what I paid for that one. And Superman was the same thing on that one.
Yeah, the Hush this Superman is so hard to find.
You're right. $1,064 with taxes. Probably at that size, going to be easily $100 shipping.
Well, let's go to what your custom is that you got with the Obi-Wan versus Anakin on Mustafar. That's 2 characters, 1/4 scale, light up features with lava on top of that. It's 35 inches tall, I think, or wide, or whatever the case may be. It's massive, and it's the same price of that with shipping and everything. It's like you get 2. You know. All right.
Yeah.
I hope they do along ES, and I hope that they have that ES in there for Spooktacular, and it's going to be just sitting in inventory, so that way I can execute a good old deal. But I don't think they will.
I don't want a big ES on that.
I
want what you guys said. I hope that it's 501.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
501. I will buy it. They do 501. I would absolutely buy it. No problem. Yeah. Just because of that. Just for the chance of getting the 501.
Yeah. Sam, that has happened where shipping stuff does come broken, and you can always contact them if they have more, because then if they don't. By the way, my Boba Fett with Han Solo, I should be getting that next week.
Oh, nice.
The new one.
Oh, nice.
It came broken. Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. Right.
You know that 501st one doesn't go out into circulation. That's just
somebody
like the first 2 rows of rock concerts.
Yeah,
that shit's already bought by somebody.
Yeah,
that's got way more money than you got sent.
I don't think I've ever. I mean, I've gotten pieces, but they're custom pieces where like I have the like for instance, I have the Return of the Jedi version of Wedge's helmet, and I got number 6. So I felt like, oh, that's kind of cool. Return of the Jedi is the 6th one. I got that. I was like, I thought that was pretty dope.
Is that your lowest number on anything?
I've gotten, actually, I think that is but they didn't make a lot. I think they only made 40 of that helmet.
The XM Revan, I got number 6.
Nice.
Yeah, and my friend has the Malik number 6.
But yeah, like I've never had a low like number 1. Like the first in a run. But I do like the significance of things. So like the Hulk, right? The one that I would have really liked it, the Hulk and Wolverine was number 181. Like if I was able to get that one, then I would have been like, boom. That to me is more important than the low number.
Yeah.
So
that would have been really good.
Yeah. So I mean, that stuff's kind of fun. So that's why, like you said, when you said 50 first, yeah, that would be the way to do it.
Yeah.
Which helmet? Which helmet number you got?
Number 6
for
the
Wedge.
X-wing helmet.
Of the X-wing helmet for Wedge. For Return of the Jedi?
It's number 6 is
Pork. No, I'm not talking about Red 6, bro. I'm talking about Return of the Jedi, the 6th movie.
I'm just saying.
This guy.
No dive.
Anyway.
Trilogy fans.
All right, before we get to this light, we got 2 more things before we get to the lightsaber giveaway. All right. I did some new art inspired by Ralph and a post he did. Or a post he showed me of what was his name? Is Kirkman?
Tyler Kirkham. He's an artist for Marvel, yeah.
All right, so he did this really cool Darth Maul piece where he had this red background and Maul's holding the lightsaber in one hand. I got inspired and I came up with this piece here, and so I'm gonna show it to you guys right now. There it is.
That's what I'm talking about.
Badass.
That's
my new baby.
Great.
Yeah,
that looks really good, dude.
I'm really happy with it.
I really want to 3D print that.
Oh, dude, can you imagine?
I know. If George would just learn sculpting.
Sculpting 101 on YouTube. That does look badass.
I mean, I still have not, picked up a printer so that I could print these a little bit less. But I realized that when I go through the art, the print shops, it ends up making the print too expensive. I can't compete with like Bottleneck or these other guys that are selling it for less. So I'm trying to get a printer so that I'm able to make these cheaper for everybody if they wanted to pick one up. But I am making this into a shirt. So I'm just debating on if I'm going to do a limited edition of the shirt. So I may do one in red and one in black. I like the red background. So
it fits perfectly into like the Ronin story on the Visions.
Right?
It looks just like that ancient Japan. You could have a cool droid, that looks like one of those.
Yeah, I made it more of a samurai style. Like you see, I took the boots out, gave him more of those shoes like that.
I like the flippers.
Yeah,
getting some love on here from the chat.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, that looks really good, George. And it's just the simplicity of the black, white, and red. That's
what I really loved about what you showed me. Yeah. Now in his, he never did any extra shading in the face.
Yeah,
I did on this one. I added a little more color to try to separate it more from the background.
Yeah.
Also considering that his was more like the torso up.
Yeah, it was just from here on up. The bust. So you got a full fig.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if Gentle Giants will make this, I'm buying it. Send that to Zach.
I need this as a print too for the wall.
Yeah.
No, I can't wait to be able to print it. I want to be able to print it.
I love that red in the background.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
That's a good shade of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. When I was drawing it, I did the sketch and I did some video of it. So I'm gonna show I'm gonna have still editing the video how I put this all together. But I started off the sketch, but I threw the red background on before I did everything else. So then the sketch came in, and then I painted in the white areas. And then when I saw how it was popping off of that, then it was like, this is cool, So, but yeah.
If you have a green and a red, green and a blue one, and you have Qui-Gon and you have Obi-Wan in that same type of style, and just their lightsabers, just their lightsabers. Woo!
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
All right.
He's on a mountaintop, ready to face him
Might
off.
do that. That's a cool idea.
That's awesome, George. You did amazing work on that.
Thank you.
I didn't do shit, everybody. I just want you to know. I just sent them a picture. Look at this. This looks cool. I'm going to make something better.
So the shirt is up on the site already. I haven't made it available yet.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah. I ordered one for myself because I want to see how the print's going to be when it comes out. And then once it comes out, then I'll make it available to everybody else. I just want to make sure that it's the right size. But a lot of people said that, the helmets that I make are not big enough. So I made this maxed out as big as I could make it on the chest.
Got the logo on the sleeve.
I got the logo on the sleeve. Yeah.
Oh, look at your young model there.
Yeah, I got my young model they give you.
Diversity. Diversity.
Oh, that's funny, man. So that
And
leads me to the question that I asked in the chat, right? And what's the percentage at right now? Who's your favorite Darth Maul? Who's your Darth Maul? Is it the Phantom Menace version of Darth Maul, the one played by Ray Park and Peter Serafinowicz? I think is how you pronounce his name. That's the voice. Or the Clone Wars Maul by Sam Witwer?
No, I would say.
You want me to draw you like one of your French girls? That's funny.
Sam did such a good job.
Phantom Menace. Ray
You think
Park.
Phantom Menace?
Yep. Ray
I
Park
would
for
say,
me. That was for Craig. Sergio said Ray Park.
yeah,
Ray Park.
I would say Ray because he made
He's
the
Ray.
first character immortal.
Because they're different, right? You got
They are different.
the Maul from the movie was more of a presence, right?
Yeah.
You know, he didn't really have a lot of speaking roles. You know, he looked badass, kind of like how Boba Fett was when he first came out. Not a lot of speaking roles, but he had a presence about him when he showed up. The
Very
one from
valid.
the animated series had a lot to say.
Calculating, deceptive.
Yeah.
He was
he
making
was
moves.
also a madman at the beginning. You know, when he came back, he was crazy. You know,
Yep.
and definitely obsessed with Maul, with Kenobi.
Yep. As rightfully he should be.
Right.
I could see the madness that madness growing from that. But a
But
political.
you kind of have two different.
That's why I'm
different characteristics of
Yeah.
the same character, because a pretty significant event happened and that he got cut in half. That's
And
kind of
abandoned.
pissed you off.
Yeah, and I can see the growth from the character from being cut in half, being a soldier for Palpatine, and then like, God dang it, this guy abandoned me. He got somebody else. Hell no, I'm not going to take it. And then he comes back and he's just insane.
Yeah, so like what Zena's saying. So I mean, with the Clone Wars, it's because you had more story to tell, so you're going to get more into the character.
True.
Whereas the screen time was very little for the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
But before, when they had the books and stuff, he was an interesting character.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, even through the books and the comics and stuff, and
even when we went to go see the the trailer for episode 1 and the Waterboy movie, remember? Because it was showing was Waterboy. I bought a ticket just for Waterboy just to see that. And you hear him, we will have our revenge. Finally, it's like, oh shit, who the hell is this guy, bro? It was crazy.
I think it kind of sucked that they so about the deleted scene in the Phantom Menace with him in it, right?
Which one?
When him and Qui-Gon are fighting in the desert.
Oh yeah, that he jumped
and follows him up there.
Yeah, he jumped
onto the ramp,
and Qui-Gon pushed him off.
He cuts the ramp. So Qui-Gon
he
ended up, he cut the ramp, which made Maul fall. So that's why whenever it cuts, when you look at the scene, whenever it shows Qui-Gon jump onto the ramp, then walks in, then the next scene, you see him laying on the ground like he got hit or something. That's because of the original scene is when he cut it, and then he fell back into the
sand.
ship.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that makes more sense then.
Yeah. Marsha was not doing the editing of that movie.
No,
he should have. He would have done a better tighter fit.
I lean more to Sam, even though I think Ray was the one that introduced us to it. You know, and more later in life, I found out that he wasn't the voice. That was pretty nuts. But I feel like Sam Witwer did for Maul what oh man, I forgot the guy's name. The guy who played Batman in the animated series.
Oh yeah, Kevin. What's his name?
Kevin Conroy.
Conrad.
Right. Right. Him or Mark Hamill did for Joker. He really fleshed the character out.
Right.
And made me like Maul even more. Than just that. So that's why I feel like
he had more time.
He did.
Correct. He had more time, but he also did put a lot of, into it. You see those interviews with Sam, and he's talking about, I did this, and I did that, awesome. And this is why I did this. And people are like, maybe the kid has a idea. Maybe it's a good idea. And they kind of put that into there, like the Sith code and stuff like that. And you can see that. And he did a great job.
But not even characters that he did. He's explaining a lot of different characters. Things that they do. Like that dude.
That guy,
why is he not on the show, George?
He is.
I know, right?
He is the light side.
So hard.
He is the Jedi Knight of Star Wars, versus Prince Jr., which
He's
is the
the
Sith
Sith.
Lord. He is the bad guy. He
Freddie Prinze
hates
Jr. knows
it.
a lot too.
Yeah, Freddie does, but he's like, no, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. But
Yeah.
this kid, I mean, Sam, I call him a kid, but he's not. But that guy actually fleshed out a lot, had a lot of ideas, and we have a lot because of him.
Yeah.
You know, and even conversations. You know, him talking to Filoni. I've heard him saying that. Oh, you know, me and Filoni talk about this. Like, I don't think there's a Sith code. You know, but it's not canon. But I don't think there is. And you know, but if it was, what would it be? And come up with that crap, and you're like, holy cow, this guy's freaking amazing, bro. He
Right.
is deep in the freaking lore, and that's where you
Yeah.
want somebody to be.
Yeah, I like him.
Me too.
He's good. He's good for Star Wars.
He is absolutely.
Absolutely. They need more of him.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
They need more of him in command. That's what they really.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
yes.
You know, unfortunately, he's not. But yeah. All right, let's get to a giveaway before we close
Yeah,
out the day. I know
that's
some
true,
people
Obi.
came for that.
You know that reaction she has when she stops, that was authentic
Yeah. Yeah.
in the
She's
Phantom
like,
Menace.
oh shoot.
When she's like startled whenever they see Maul.
Yeah.
That was Natalie Portman's real reaction.
I just
Like,
noticed
it
recently.
freaked her out.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
cool.
like whenever they opened the door and he was standing there, she was like that. It freaked her out.
I just noticed recently that there was a bad edit in that scene when Maul comes out, the doors open, you know, and Maul's there and they're fighting with the Jedi, right? The next scene that cuts afterwards is Natalie Portman and their troops, you know, confronting the rolling droids, the droidicas, right? The droidicas, and Anakin goes into the ship.
Yeah.
But when they run across there, the door's closed and there's no Jedi and there's no Maul that they're fighting.
They
In
were
the
just
very
fighting
next-
really fast. You couldn't see them.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
They pay no attention to this stuff. They pay no attention.
I think
Like
the funniest thing is that the failed cable when they're outside of that window and they shoot those guns.
And they go up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that gets stuck.
Like they'll never remember this.
All right, let me get this up here. That's a stage. This is the right one. Okay.
So this is everybody had to comment on this.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't from the show here tonight, guys.
No,
That was the other thing. Did you hear about the original, the way that Obi-Wan ended up in the in that shaft? So whenever they're
shaft?
fighting, you know how he force pushes him backwards and he falls in? The original scene was he was supposed to grab him and he threw him down there.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
that.
Maul actually grabbed him and threw him down there.
Slap Obi-Wan.
All right. So the contest rules were that you had to follow me on Instagram. You had to follow N-Sabers on Instagram. You have to be following me or subscribe to this YouTube channel. And then just comment on that video, the short that I made, that you did all that stuff.
So you're just looking for stalkers.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
Okay.
stalkers.
Yes.
Come stalk him. He's
Nah,
gonna be
honestly,
guy.
Stalk
N-Sabers
George.
hit me up and they wanted to do the giveaway, and they're like, you know, can we do this giveaway? And I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll just get you some following. So N-Sabers need some followers on Instagram, and you guys get some cool lightsabers. So that's the deal.
Oh, Shin Hati.
The ones that I'm giving away again is the Balin Skull and the Shin Hati. Like we do with all of the giveaways, I cover up to $50 in shipping, which usually covers shipping in the United States. Lately, all my winners have been overseas lately. So so I mean, if it goes overseas, you know, I cover up to $50. So far, I've had 2 shipped to Australia, and then they had to come up with like 46 or 47 bucks is what it ended up being. And I think the same thing for Ireland. Was the other one. They went to Ireland. So yeah. So maybe somebody in the US will win this today. So
It's probably going to be Scotty or Flex and Janine are here.
Come on.
Well, it's not going to be based on the comments here. It's based on the comments to this video. So hopefully, you know, everybody commented on there. So here we go.
How many comments do you have in there?
We got 81.
Come on.
Nice.
81 comments, 2,000 views. All right, here we go.
I'll drive to go get it, George.
You drive to go get it? All right, first winner. This is going to be for Shin Hati. All right.
Shin Hati.
So choose from all comments. All right,
Dude, I got that lightsaber to turn green. I'm so in love with that thing now.
You
That
get a
thing
hold
is
of
dude, that saber is so badass.
All right. So the first winner is at Six Salvo 26.
at Six Salvo 26.
All right. So that's the Shin Hati winner.
Okay, and Balin, come on, Balin, come on, Balin, come
Like
on.
he wanted
Balin.
the Balin skull, but you got one. So here we go.
I'm gonna get the Balin skull and I'm gonna trade Eben for the 000 for it.
God
Hey,
dang it.
Fred won
Hey,
one.
Fred.
Fred.
He just
That's
said it
awesome.
too.
Fred Flintstone.
I think he said it too.
That's really cool, man.
He said I did all that. That's awesome.
Very
Congrats,
cool,
Fred.
man. All right. So Fred and Six Salvo, I already got you guys here. So so obviously Fred's in the chat a lot, so I'm sure he's gonna claim his lightsaber.
Oh yeah,
I'm
pretty sure he is.
buddy. Huh?
He's probably on his way to your house right now.
Dude, congrats, bro. Of course you want to win.
You won, bro. You did win.
So you got the Balin skull. Obviously
he's
you're
change
here
his
right
picture
now.
now.
He's gonna have to
he's gonna put Balin's skull up there with the lightsaber.
Change your icon as we're recording the show.
So for both of the winners, if Six Salvo, if you see this video afterwards, Fred, you're here right now. Hit me up on Instagram. That's Medina Lorian at Medina Lorian 23. You should already be following me on there. Shoot me a message with your address, and then I'll figure out what the shipping is, and I'll get it out to you. Obviously Fred's here to claim the Balin skull, but if Six Salvo doesn't claim the Shin Hati, then next week on the next live stream, I will do the giveaway for you guys in the chat. All right.
Nice.
That's how I do things. And that's it, man. That's today's show, man. 2 hours.
Yeah.
Man. Get it.
2 hours. It was a lot of George rambling.
There's a lot of
Not
George,
this
man.
George, not this George, but the other George.
I know.
The maker.
Because we're going to the show, and I'm like, do we really have an hour's worth of stuff to talk about?
George made it now.
And it's usually like 2 hours later.
Yeah. It's awesome. Great show.
Yeah. So you guys got anything coming up this weekend that you can be doing?
Just I'm putting sticky notes up on my monitor. Don't destroy after you watch Acolyte.
Yeah.
That's next week. That's
not rage.
Tuesday. Do not rage.
Yeah. It's coming up. It's coming up.
I do hope.
I'm hoping for the best too.
Yeah. I should have my Boba Fett with Han Solo next weekend because my son's girlfriend arrives with it from Miami on Friday. So I'm looking forward to that.
You are short of you assembling the statue, bro.
Oh,
that's what you should do.
You know what? That would be a good idea.
Is that your first one, Fred?
Is it? Fred, is that your first lightsaber?
Oh, nice, man. Congrats, bro. It's even better.
Bro, that's
a
awesome.
Lightsaber to have as your first, bro.
That's awesome, Fred.
Dude, that's cool.
You're gonna be like Frankie.
It's bad. It's not. Yeah, it's dangerous, dude. It's so dangerous.
You're gonna fall inside the rabbit hole, and you're gonna be like, "Get me out of here!" You can't. Now you're
because I thought I had some cool ones. I thought I had some cool ones, and then when you get something like what at that level, it's a whole different game.
Yeah, it's fun, man. You guys are gonna like it.
A whole different game.
But I'll try to make a
all
video.
Those ones behind George, I'm getting them somehow.
He's on the will.
Actually, I just got a new Palpatine, so I'm gonna be getting rid of another Palpatine.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the video that's dropping tomorrow. I got a Darth Sidious lightsaber that I'm gonna be showing off, and the other one's not bad. The other one's really nice too. They're both very, very accurate, but this one here, I just like a little bit more. So,
but really, I mean, even the ones that aren't like super accurate, they're still cool to have. That,
oh yeah.
I mean, there ain't a whole lot of people that are like down to the littlest detail.
Yeah.
I mean, you do just
like
because you look at the stuff a lot.
Well, I mean, but it's just like some of the lightsabers, like for instance, Sidious, Yoda, they're small. So when you see how much tech they put into, something this tiny,
very compact.
It's so cool. And then you look at Disney, and they give you this fat, cigar.
Kielbasa. Yeah, they give you a huge kielbasa. Let's go. Got you.
Right. Not a rabbit hole, it's a Starlight pit. That's what we'll call them from now on.
I like
Starlight
that.
Pit.
MCAS, I like that. Starlight pit.
True.
Because you're going to be digesting for 2,000 years.
I'll try to make a video of the Boba Fett. When
Yeah, make a video of you assembling it, bro. That'd be a cool one.
It's not this week. It's next week. And then I haven't heard anything about this Rebel Imperial Commando. When's he coming? I see people with it, and I'm like,
I see people getting them. I see people getting 2 of them. See people getting 10 of them now. I'm like,
I saw somebody has 4
Good
of the
Lord.
Umbras. Remember?
I just want one.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get that 000 off of Evan.
I'm seeing some for sale, but they're like $420.
Yeah,
The
dude.
triple? Yeah, the triples. Yeah.
All of them are like that, man. The
420 and 485 is the
Imperial.
price.
What's the Imperial going for?
same.
Okay, well, if I get them, maybe I can just go buy the triple. Swap.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the
Hey,
one
how
I
long
want.
does it take for Bottleneck to send the stuff out?
A lot.
I don't know.
Long time.
Does
It
it?
takes a long time. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I want my
Most of
Boba
the time, I
Fett,
forget about it by the time it shows up.
You're like, surprise.
Yeah,
Surprise.
it does.
Yeah,
come.
I don't have enough shit coming in like you do to
No,
warrant that kind of-
George is on another level. He's like Amazon, but with Star Wars.
He's got like multiple
has
amnesia
boxes.
of what he's got.
He has
Yeah,
boxes waiting for him to unbox right now. I'm 100% sure.
Absolutely.
I know he's fixing to be Joseph Jr.
And not 1, not 2, not 3, maybe like 4, 5, or 6. Maybe 10.
I'm not that bad yet. I'm
Okay.
okay. I'm still like within the. I can open these in a month.
Okay.
Joseph is like, if he tries, he may get done in a year. So,
Oh my God.
Dude, it's like your art. Whenever I saw that picture, then when I saw that your storage building, I'm like, good God.
Yeah. Yeah. My storage is just that closet, and it literally has empty boxes. That's
Hey,
it.
but I sold General Grievous finally. General Grievous.
Finally, I did see that.
He's
out.
Thank
He's
you.
Put a
You know
Wookiee
that-
howl up. Put the Wookiee howl up for that.
Did you lose? Did you lose on that, or did
Or
you
the
break
sand
even?
crawl.
Lost
Sand
that,
people.
but he left.
He just left. That's all that matters.
That's why. Yeah, I got that big of a box. Finally walked out of my collection, so I'm like, good.
Yeah.
Feel all right about that.
But you don't even notice the empty space because it got filled with like 3 boxes.
Immediately.
Why you gotta ruin it with truth, bro? Like, come
I
on.
mean, like, I'm ready to move these 2 guys, the Thanos on throne and the Cap somewhere in the corner, just so I can have room for something else there.
True.
And this is going to go away eventually. So,
Isn't that like one of the most sought after Thanos statues?
yeah. He's going. To the
He's
corner,
like, I'm just going to throw it in the corner somewhere.
Yeah. You know why? Because George made that damn video. George made the damn video of freaking Anakin versus Obi-Wan. And like, oh god damn, that's a better one right there. He's gonna go
What,
smack
that-
dab in.
That
custom.
freaking the centerpiece thing.
Yeah, that monster.
my
He's gonna
God.
go right there.
You're getting that?
Yeah,
Holy shit!
that's
thing's
the
huge,
centerpiece.
man.
That's the grail.
God damn, this thing's huge.
I got to put him on the turntable. Wicked, so you can see him all around. And it lights up. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do that. I gotta figure that out.
What the hell you got down there? A miniature couch?
That's my dog's throne. That's where he sits while I'm
Consider
working.
real couch.
I'm working here, and he lays down right there. He's got his own Grogu and Ninja Turtles.
Damn, Fred. It's gonna happen. You gotta make that happen, buddy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Be fun.
Hey, next year, Fred. Next year.
All right.
Plan.
All righty.
It's time to go. Hope everybody
Awesome.
has a great weekend. I know it's not a long weekend, but I hope everybody has a great weekend. See you next week for another Cantina chat. And until next time, may the force be with you.